the game. Party audio, yeah. Yeah. Party audio is not on.
Wait, do I keep? Hold on.
Alright.
Wait, I think I meant.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Eon Network. I'm your main announcer, Crispy, and today we're doing the Gladiator series. This is the last day of Gladiators on Rainbow Six Siege. This is the classic 1v1 tournament that has been done for about the past month. We're continuing with the finale this weekend. I'm your main announcer, like I said. My name is Crispy, and I'm joined here with two color announcers, Adrian, Matt, and Rebel.
Yay! It's great to be on college commentary with you, Crispy, and of course my broadcast partner, Adrian.
You are just gonna ruin it with the yeet now, aren't you?
Oh, of course not. I mean, it's my thing. It's my thing. Yeet. Hey, check it. I think I got revenge on that little bastard that had that little mask that tried to attack me. Hey, you have another thing coming.
Well, the thing is, though, speaking of which, he's gonna be well, I guess there's another letter that we're gonna be reading a bit later on.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well,
10 seconds to insertion.
I think I'm picking up pieces, Adrian. I'm putting pieces together.
Well, as we're starting in, the preparation phase is now ending and is now the action phase. We're seeing Rayman on Valkyrie and Gamer Boy on Dokkaebi. Gamer Boy is pushing from Junkyard and probably going to go up main window. This would be a very interesting strategy. What do you think the chances are of Gamer Boy winning this match here, guys?
I think Game Boy has a good chance. He's a very well played, amazing gamer here on Rainbow Six Siege. Adrian?
He has a great chance, and the reason why I say that is because remember this past week Raymond did lose against OQX, meaning that Raymond actually doesn't really have much confidence. So Gamer Boy is going to be walking in here with a lot of tremendous confidence, and I would like to reiterate though, let's actually see the amount of points that all the competitors who competed in the Gladiator had. Waz has 1, Rat and Zeus has 1, and Omaha Guy has 1, Expert Pizza with 2, Mega Quad with 4, Riches with 2, OKX with 2, and Hidden with 1. So out of everybody here, Mega Quad does have 4 points, but guys, Mega Quad's not here, so it is possible for someone to top the guy's, number of points he has.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
I think the breakdown here with the first fire shot.
Yeah, Gamer Boy is really going at it on main window. Rayman is trying to not peek too quickly, and he looks like he's a C4 in his hand and tried to do a C4 play against Gamer Boy, but he does not connect. Very smart strategy by Rayman.
Listen, going back to Mega Quad, I just want to put this in here. I don't get it. I don't know why he competed in the first place. He has the most amount of points, and yet he's not going to no-show. He doesn't show this past week. He doesn't show tonight. What, is he trying to say that he's going to get out of the tournament now? He's giving up?
Oh, that could be a strategy that he's doing right now.
Strategy? What are you talking about strategy? He's not here, T.
I know, he's scoping out the competition as drone is being deployed right now.
Today's the last day for the Gladiators, though. This is the last week. If Mega
What if
Quad
Mega
doesn't
Quad
join
is
tonight,
so confident?
what are you guys talking about? I'm sorry, confidence. He's not here.
What
Today's
if
the
he has
last
the
day.
confidence? And Gamer Boy tries to shoot, but Rayman does get the connecting shot on Gamer Boy. Look again at this shot here by Rayman.
That was
Again,
a good kill.
like we were saying, I think that Mega Quad just has the confidence. He's just like, guys, I'm in the lead, man. No one can come against me. So Mega Quad just might think that he can do it.
So you're saying he's complacent then?
Maybe.
Yeah, what I've seen, like he got. You said he got 4 points, right? He has 4 points to win. Maybe if no one can reach that 4 points here tonight, he's automatically the winner of this whole
Well, guys,
tournament.
it's more so arrogance and confidence. If he had a lot of confidence, he would be here tonight competing. But nevertheless, though, he is complacent. But you just saw moments ago, very impressive shot from Rayman. Rayman actually joined also. He's a new acquisition to Neon Network, and I've been heavily impressed. Last week, I got the chance to watch that great matchup between him and OQX, and he really put the fight He actually was in there taking the fight to OQX, another guy who's really inactive here and there, but nevertheless, Raymond did a really good job in my eyes, and he's doing great right now.
No, the only Rayman that I know is the video game Rayman.
10 seconds remaining.
Isn't he from
Well,
Nintendo? Something like that? I don't know.
5 seconds.
I don't know. He might be. But I do want to point this out that both of these guys do not have a win. So this would be very influential and massive for these people to get a win. You know, Rayman was 0-2 last week, and he currently has the advantage right now in this match. And I would really like to see Rayman have this because, you know, there's some heartbreaking games last week when he lost to Ox in that bomb match and then in that hostage match. Rayman played really well. I think he's adapted to this playstyle.
Great job, Rayman, for taking out that camera and first. What you need to do is take out all the cameras.
And Rayman, over the past couple of weeks, you got to believe, like I said, he's a new acquisition here in Eon Network. What he's been doing, he's been scouting his opponents.
Oh,
he's been watching all the materials so he can try to study against the opponents and get better. And that's the reason why I believe right now Rayman, he is in the driver's seat right now.
Well, Raymond just found where Game Boy is with that drone, and that is a good strategy to use. That's why I said you have to always use your drone. That's the key point.
Yeah, and Rayman has one line scan left, and it's going to be really important for him to use that line scan correctly, catch his opponent, make sure that opponent cannot move, so then that Rayman can push into Gamer Boy. But Rayman is going to have to look out for these frost mats that are placed by Gamer Boy. Gamer Boy has placed some very good frost mats, but Rayman's trying to drone that so he does not fall and, you know, take massive amounts of damage, which is what those frost traps would do.
You think about it, there's two contrasting styles when it comes to these two. It looks like Gamer Boy's a little bit more methodical as opposed to Rayman. He's more of the guy that's going to be optimizing all the objects that he has. He did it before in the first round, and now he's going to do it in this round.
Well,
Yeah, Rayman now sees where Gamer Boy is.
Yes, he does. That's a very good position to where. And let's see if he actually execute this kill.
You know, these two guys are so close. They just don't know it, but they're so close to each other. And this is what I'm talking about, though. Rainbow Six Siege is like that. The suspense begins to build every single time it's so silent. I mean, just imagine the mental, psychological warfare that is happening between these two guys' minds right now. Where is the opponent? Where is he at? I can't see him. My goodness, could be behind me, could be left of me, could be right of me, could be right in front of me. I can't even see him. So again, these two guys really, really facing that, and that could really, really impact their psychological standpoint there.
And that's what we're waiting for, this cat and mouse. It's just a rating game right now, and that's a good strategy right now. Try to
Rayman's
get in
playing
here.
the site. Rayman does not have a lot of time. Gamer Boy is in the back of main. Rayman sees him, and Rayman with a great shot onto Gamer Boy's skull. Take a look at the replay.
That's what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Rayman has optimized his objects, and he's doing a really good job doing it. And in my opinion, Rayman doesn't... He actually has, in my opinion, has a great shot, and perhaps going to be topping Mega Quad in this Gladiator game, and perhaps be the Gladiator at the end of the game.
2 points on the board.
That'd be great. That'd be crazy because Rayman has 0 current total wins. He might have 2 round wins in this game, but Gamer Boy is not out of this. But Rayman does have the advantage. So if we do see 4 total game wins from Rayman, that would be insanity.
But don't count Gamer Boy out yet, because Gamer Boy can get fat on the board.
Yeah, Gamer Boy still has that chance.
He has a lot of chance, and the guy, of course, has joined us over the past few weeks as well. We saw him many times on the VR events. We saw him in Orion Drift, and of course, we saw him in Gorilla Tag. Still not necessarily, I guess, adjusted to the console fares, but still does have a great chance in winning this matchup. This is still only round 3, so Gamer Boy still has a great chance to fight back.
5 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, he does. And if we're looking at the operator choices here, Rayman is on Valkyrie and Gamer Boy is on Iana. So as Gamer Boy being Iana, he has a little bit of advantages here. He gets kind of like an infinite drone, basically, with Iana. So he can run in with as a duplicate of himself and get a scan of where Rayman would be in sight and what is going on in sight. So let's see if Gamer Boy can utilize Iana correctly this match.
We're gonna see. just gonna get up in here and we're gonna investigate these two.
Raymond actually
Yeah,
saw a
he's
glimpse of
trying
Gamer
to-
Boy moments ago.
Yeah, I think Rayman is currently not in sight. He has Valkyrie drones in sight, and he's watching it very carefully, but Rayman is not in sight. He might be trying to pull off a flank here.
The Jones is being deployed right now, which is very good.
Now, Gamer Boy does see Rayman. Now, if I had to ask y'all a question, what would the approach for Gamer Boy be with 1 minute and 50 seconds left as Rayman is not even in sight?
Well, I think Rayman is doing really good right now. Just looking at the cameras, trying to find out where Gamer Boy is, and that is a very good thing that you need to do.
In my opinion, I think Gamer Boy, I think what he's going to have to do is going to have to go out guns blazing. He doesn't want to waste any more time. I mean, the thing is, though, time is ticking. It's 1 minute and 24 seconds. Raymond clearly is in control of the matchup. Gamer Boy needs to do everything he can to make sure he actually speeds up the process and go after Raymond and just, again, go out there guns blazing, because if he's going to be methodical about this, it's going to be very, very difficult for him to get the points.
Yeah, and currently Gamer Boy threw smokes in sight, and it looks like Gamer Boy is going to try to plant, and he is planting.
And here we go.
Rayman
Smart.
sees him, and he gets some shots on.
Here we go. That was very
But
smart.
Gamer Boy
and Gamer Boy
with a
got it.
great shot on Rayman. Look at the replay. See, this is what we're talking about before the match. We're talking about how Gamer Boy is not out. He still has a chance. He might be down 2-0, but Gamer Boy is learning. He's adapting to Rayman's playstyle, and he just got the round win.
And you have to appreciate his plot that he actually was able to put into that game moments ago, putting it to fruition. He literally planted the diffuser, but I think that was more so of a plan to bait Rayman out of there, and Gamer Boy saw that, and he actually shot Rayman.
That was a really, really good kill by Gamer Boy right there.
Defenders,
Excellent
protect your
shot
bombs from being
to the
defused
head.
by attackers.
Going into round 4, we have Gamer Boy going on Iana here. We're going to see some good Iana plays, and we have Rayman going on Maverick. So there's some interesting play styles here with Iana. For those who do not know, Iana can kind of throw deployable walls with those little knives that she has, and you can get into strange places when you are Iana to shoot your opponent. So we'll see if Gamer Boy can utilize that, and we'll see if Rayman can try
10
to
seconds
get
to go.
Gamer Boy's confidence out of this game.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, just to reiterate
5
again,
seconds
later on
to
tonight,
insertion.
we're going to be reading the letter yet again. The anonymous person who attacked Rebel a couple of weeks ago, his
Attackers are
presence
moving
will be
out to
felt
locate a
tonight.
bomb and
It was
defuse it.
earlier tonight that the board of directors received yet a second letter, a cryptic message sent to you, Rebel, and that letter will be read again later on tonight. But you just got to be a little worried about this, Rebel. I mean, the guy has not been caught yet. He's attacked you, of course, in the past, and he's sending you cryptic messages, almost taunting you.
Like I said, I have a feeling that I know who this person is. I'm putting the pieces together on who this person is.
Putting the pieces together. Well, that'll be very interesting to see and read the letter tonight. And, you know, Rebel, I hope you stay safe, man. I hope that you'll be okay. As we're going into round 4, we see that Rayman is trying to breach open the back of Attic with his Maverick. And Gamer Boy is still in the back of Bucks. So if you were Gamer Boy and the score was 2-0 and you just got the next round win, how would you control your confidence level to make sure you wouldn't get too confident and cocky in this matchup, as we see that many Rainbow Six Siege players do that many times in
Bomb
these game
located
nights?
by attackers.
You gotta get your head in the game, Gamer Boy. It's gonna get back in its game to make it to get the second point here.
And to answer your question, Crispy, I mean, it's simple for Gamer Boy. He's going to have to try to weather the storm. He did that in the previous round, hence the reason why now he has 1 point. So if Gamer Boy can consider the weather the storm, then that means he's able to level his confidence, and that way his gameplay is going to be sharp more than ever before. And then out of nowhere, once again, he's going to knock down Rayman. If he did it once before, he can do it again. Gamer Boy definitely has the tools to do it. And Rayman, on the other hand, we know that he's really good as well, but I think perhaps maybe he dropped the ball in the previous game, and perhaps maybe Gamer Boy this time around is going to turn the tables on him.
Yeah, and we're seeing how Rayman is now going to enter through Attic, it appears, and maybe catch Gamer Boy off guard. But Rayman is, he's losing time. He cannot seem to break open the back of Attic in time, so he's going to have to find a different approach.
Ritzy, I think he is going to do exactly that, find a different approach here to get inside. And he did.
Gamer Boy has a very good angle on him. I would watch out if I were Rayman.
I definitely would too. Rayman needs to do something now. There's only 20 seconds left in the game, guys.
Oh, and Gamer Boy with a great shot towards Rayman's head. Gamer Boy has come back from 2-0 and has tied the match 2-2.
Like I said, I told you that Gamer Boy was going to tie it up, and he did. We are at match point. Are we at match point? No, we're not at match
yet.
point.
But I said it before, and I'll say it again. Gamer Boy could be walking into this matchup with all the confidence in the world after what happened this past week whenever Rayman lost to OQX. And because of that loss, maybe Rayman, as I said before, maybe his mind isn't truly 100% there. Maybe that loss is still haunting him, which is allowing Rayman to really lose a couple of steps here and there, and it's allowing Gamer Boy now to again get the upper hand of this matchup. He knocked down Rayman not once but twice now. Both gentlemen are a tie, but Gamer Boy now has been getting the wins over the past 2 rounds, which you have to ask yourself the question. Maybe Gamer Boy understands what Rayman's all about. Maybe Gamer Boy actually has Rayman's phone number, his number, so to speak. And with that being said, Gamer Boy perhaps might be the guy to defeat Rayman any given time.
Gamer Boy is doing what he needs to do. Gamer Boy is not going to call it quits, not by a long shot. He's in it for the win. He's going to continue to fight to get the W here tonight.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, and we're going into round 5. We've seen kind of the similar operators from Rayman and Gamer Boy. Gamer Boy on the Ayana again, and Rayman on the Valkyrie. If I were Gamer Boy, I have all the confidence and advantage that I need. Rayman is not mentally in the best state as he was prior to the match. So I think if I were Gamer Boy, I would play with confidence and you could come out with a win here. What do y'all think?
When it comes to operators in this game, I'm not the best person to know about that, but I'm just saying, these 2 competitors are doing extremely well, using whatever abilities that the operators have.
Gamer Boy doesn't want to be too cocky at this point, though. I understand Gamer Boy, he got the first 2 points against Rayman right now. He was able to do it not once but twice. So Gamer Boy has to, as I said before, he's going to have to continue to weather that proverbial storm that allows him to gain some momentum. And that way, again, his prowess is going to be enough for him to defeat Rayman. Gamer Boy does not want to be complacent, something that I believe maybe Rayman could have been doing in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, Rayman is now trying to C4 Gamer Boy, but he misses barely. Rayman is still, I don't think he understands this, but he has a drum right in front of his face, but now he does shoot it. Gamer Boy now does not have an eye on Rayman. Gamer Boy now sitting on the outside of main. He might try to go in, but time is ticking, guys. Time is ticking, and once that time ticks, you have to make rational decisions, and that could be the downfall of Gamer Boy in this matchup.
We're going to see if he does rush in. If he does rush in, that could be the end of the game.
Some rational decisions, however, whenever there's a lot of pressure to get on the build, some rational decisions are thrown out the window. Some irrational decisions are made to try to get the victory. And again, time is a huge factor in this.
I think that's what he needs, the smoke to break in, and that's what he just did, break in, and we are going to see if he can get the kill here.
Yeah, Gamer Boy's in the back of main, and he's trying to peek Rayman. Rayman can't seem to get a shot on Gamer Boy. Now Rayman is now backing up, and now he's pushing further. Oh! But Rayman takes massive amounts of damage.
Rayman's almost out of there. Rayman's out!
And Gamer Boy with the 3rd round win, eliminating Rayman. Look at the replay.
And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what we've been talking about throughout the night. Gamer Boy now has picked up enough confidence to take the lead here, but It's still not necessarily over. Yes, we're going to be entering a match point. We know what that means. That means obviously Gamer Boy needs one more point to win the entire game. He gets his first point of the Gladiator list, but Rayman could still make it into a tie.
Yeah, that's what match point is, you know. But we've seen it time and time again, Adrian, that sometimes the blue the person with the winning score, that is Gamer Boy, he could get the point here in this round.
Attackers have located the bomb.
Yeah, and Gamer Boy currently going on Rook. See if he get himself some extra health in this matchup going into, I believe this is round 6. Rayman on Ash. So if I were a good Ash player, I would try to push through main window like what Gamer Boy did last time. Just do it a little more effectively and efficiently, and then you can eliminate Gamer Boy. But Rayman's gonna have to act rationally, like you were talking about, Adrian. But sometimes those irrational decisions can be made. So Gamer Boy is going to have to be prepared for the decisions made by Rayman and not make mistakes.
And a huge shout out to Banana FN Live. He actually was able to commentate on our Twitch, enjoying the broadcast here tonight, the entertaining product that we are able to offer on a weekly basis here, part of the Network's legacy. This is Rainbow Six Siege Gladiators, the first time we've ever done this ever in this channel's history.
Yeah, I like this tournament a lot, the 1v1 tournament. I think it's a very great series to see all of our competitors show up and show out to every single game night and really play their hearts out.
Maybe we should do like a tag team one, you know, a team tournament, a Gladiator team
Could
tournament.
happen down the road.
Yeah, those tag team tournaments would be really fun because you would see great players going with each other and just eliminating the opponents. Maybe someone that's not as good, but they could team up and they could benefit each other and get better. And we could see a lot of teamwork really go through these game nights. Rayman now sees where Gamer Boy is. He could try to wallbang. A minute 45 left on the clock. What do y'all think the play is for these two players?
I think right now they're just trying to raid each other out. Try to think of a strategy to find out how to get one up each other. I think Gamer Boy is trying to wait for Rayman to make that one mistake.
Something that Rayman's going to have to do, though, guys, is make sure that he stays very methodical. I mean, something that perhaps maybe Rayman is not too adjusted to, because we saw in the first couple of rounds, Rayman was very, very fast and furious. He got the first 2 points, but now he's going to be very methodical because he understands one more loss means it's over for him.
Well, he's planning the diffuser right now.
For a moment.
Rayman is faking the plan, trying to see if he can bait Gamer Boy, but Gamer Boy does get a great shot onto Rayman. Gamer Boy now wins and gets his first total win in the Gladiator series. Congratulations, Gamer Boy.
Gamer Boy, for the first time, has entered in the list here, T.
Yeah, I said Gamer Boy was trying to wait for him to make that big mistake, and he did make that mistake, and that led to Gamer Boy going in for the kill. So good job for that.
So you know what that means. So Gamer Boy is going to be staying in the lobby. So that means that somebody else is going to be coming in, going to be facing Gamer Boy. Rayman's going to be stepping out in just a minute. And from what I understand, we have a whole handful of different competitors coming up next. In fact, from what I understand, the next person who's going to be competing, well, it may very well be actually Rat and Zeus. Rat and Zeus is getting ready for this absolutely incredible, intense matchup up next. And let's not forget, Rat and Zeus does indeed have 1 point. So he's going to be invited here very shortly here, guys. I can't wait for this one.
Rat and Zeus, another great competitor on Rainbow Six Siege. I get impressed by him every time I see his gameplay. So I'm ready to see this match go down.
Rat and Zeus has just been invited, from what I understand. Our producers are informing us here, and Gamer Boy is going to be standing by. Of course, Gamer Boy does have a lot of confidence now. We talked about confidence, and Crispy, I guess you would imagine, confidence is all key when it comes to things like this.
Yeah, confidence is key. Confidence makes or breaks players, and you don't want to fall under pressure. I've done it a couple times with Rainbow Six Siege. I've gone up 2-0 just like Rayman, and then I get eliminated by my opponent. But things happen, Gamer Boy did a great job in his first game, and he's got to keep it up, but he does not want to get too cocky, because we're talking about it before the show. Mega Quad currently has 4 wins, but he was being a little cocky and did not show up to this matchup. So we could see something we hope to not see something similar from Gamer Boy, but we never know these unpredictable games.
And from what I'm understanding, the board of directors are keeping track in real time. Gamer Boy's name has been added into the Gladiators list, so Gamer Boy now is officially 1 point. So Gamer Boy, it's going to be time for you to cut. It's going to be time for you to actually join the attackers team. Time is ticking.
And there we go. We see him back in, and we're gonna see this incredible matchup with Gamer Boy and Rat and Zeus.
Look, can I just say this real quick again as we get set for this matchup? Why in the
Unless
world would you ever...
You cannot say nothing except unless you say yeet.
Well, no, but nonetheless, I was going to say, why in the world would you enter in this tournament if you're not going to be competing again? I mean, I just don't get it. Hidden did that, OQX did that, and then Mega Quad of all people as well with 4 points. And then you're not going to no-show in the final episode, on the final broadcast of this Gladiator concept. And listen, you guys can make the whole argument that it's confidence and so forth, but I mean, I'm not buying it. I think it's just these 3 guys probably are just, you know what? They're probably just too lazy to get on, or they might be a little afraid here tonight to be competing. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? And I was looking at the kind of the KDs and ranks of these players. If we look at the difference, Rat and Zeus is level 205, while Gamer Boy is level 30. And Rat and Zeus currently has a 2.7 KD in bronze, and he's, you know, a 2.7 KD is very good. So as much as Gamer Boy should have the confidence propelling him in this matchup, I think Rat and Zeus might be the favorite to win this game.
Crispy, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I mean...
Crispy, can you explain what KD or KP, whatever you just said, can you explain?
Kill to death ratio.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thanks for interrupting me. I was going to say, listen, those are just numbers. Listen, you can look at that and say, oh my God, he's so impressive by the numbers. But in reality, it's all about the game skill. It's all about the physical action. And I think, in my opinion, Gamer Boy still has a chance to do it. I don't care about Rat and Zeus's KD. I honestly don't. I don't care about this and that. What I care about is the here and now. What I care about is what they are going to do at this point in time. And perhaps maybe Rat and Zeus does have more experience than Gamer Boy. But that does not mean that Gamer Boy is going to be out of here just because Rat and Zeus has a better KD.
You know, one could argue. I think that the 2.7 KD does show forth really well, but Gamer Boy is on top of Roof, and might have a very good opportunity to kill Rat and Zeus here.
Rat and Zeus, I mean, Rat and Zeus is... we've seen him time and time again on Rainbow Six Siege. He knows how this game works. He's really good at this game, as well as Gamer Boy was in that flawless, great victory, but we're gonna see if Gamer Boy can get the victory here against Rat and Zeus.
Yeah, I think what Gamer Boy is going to have to do, you know, Adrian was just talking about the numbers don't matter, so I think with the wise words by Adrian, Gamer Boy might have some more confidence backing him by his side, while Rat and Zeus now sits in sight, waiting and playing methodically, like Adrian has been saying, and trying to wait till Gamer Boy makes a mistake to possibly capitalize on that mistake.
Gamer Boy doesn't want to make any of those said mistakes, though. Gamer Boy, look at this.
Here we go.
Oh, and what a shot by Rat and Zeus onto Gamer Boy.
This is what I'm saying. Rat and Zeus knows this game. He knows this game very well, and I gotta say, Rat and Zeus, he's incredible. Every game, he's incredible every time we see him.
Yeah, Rat and Zeus is a really good player, and if you look at his score on the leaderboard, he does have 1 current all-time game win. So these guys are tied. These guys are both equal, and whoever will win this next game will, no matter what, have 2 points. And you know, there's still games to be played. So we're talking about Mega Quad. We're talking about those other guys who did not do this game night, and I think that those guys, if they're looking right now, they're in trouble.
Well, actually, Gamer Boy just said that, GG, I'm cooked. I mean, don't sell yourself out short just yet, Gamer Boy. I mean, because Gamer Boy, you still have chance to get back in this. I mean, There's still
It
time.
definitely does. And there's still a lot of time left. I mean, again, just because Rat and Zeus got the first victory here tonight in this match
10
doesn't
seconds
really
left
mean
before
anything
insertion.
just yet. We saw that in the previous game. I mean, remember, it was Raymond who got
5
the
seconds
first
to
2-round
insertion.
wins. And then what happened afterwards, guys? Gamer Boy was able to pick the victory. So again, Rat and Zeus, he got the
Attackers
victory,
are
the first
moving to
victory. That's
defuse the
awesome,
bomb.
but it's still too early to tell who's going to win this game.
It's anyone's ball game.
And Gamer Boy does have a really great drone. Sorry, Rat and Zeus has a great drone on Gamer Boy. So if I were Gamer Boy, I'd watch out because Rat and Zeus does have a very clean and a bird's eye view onto yourself. And so we see Rat and Zeus coming up and going to push Master Bedroom. If y'all have any ideas for what Rat and Zeus or Gamer Boy should do this game, what would that be?
I would come in like a wrecking ball and destroy, be very destructive.
Do I see Miley Cyrus around here? I'm trying to look for her.
Okay.
And it's simple. I mean, Rat and Zeus is going to have to do this. He's going to have to just do this. I mean, to answer your question, Crispy, it's simple. Rat and Zeus is going to have to continue this onslaught, this absolutely incredible, dominant showing that he's showing right now.
And what a shot by Rat and Zeus onto Gamer Boy. We're talking about coming like a wrecking ball. Rat and Zeus wasted little to no time, and he pushed into sight and had a great drone and used his flash as well and got the kill on Gamer Boy. But if we look back to our last game, you know, the person who had 2 wins then lost 4-2. So, Gamer Boy, you're not out of this just yet. You're not out. You can keep on fighting. You still have the ability to come back from this game night.
Yeah,
I'm hearing in the background, Boiled Egg is just so impatient, waiting for his turn to compete here tonight, and that's what it's all about here when it comes to the Gladiators, trying to really mark a name for yourself, trying to top as many kills as possible, at least try to gather up and tally up as many wins as possible. Remember, Mega Quad does have 4 points, so if you're someone like Boiled Egg, he really wants to get in the fight and try to tally up all the wins so he can top Mega Quad.
Bombs as they can.
I mean, he could. Anybody could. I mean, it's anybody's case here tonight. So we're gonna see if Game Boy can do what he did in the previous game, right? I mean, Game Boy was on a losing streak, but then he came back out of nowhere.
What
Looks
a
like
Gamer
coward.
Boy
lost.
left.
What
Gamer
a
Boy
coward.
left the game and
What
the party.
a coward. You gotta be kidding me.
A forfeit victory for Rat and Zeus as he then gets the second total game point. He'll move on to the next game. Let's see who he faces.
So Rat and Zeus really got an easy way out of here. He got his second point officially in the Gladiators list, but come on. I mean, listen, you know what? From what I understand, actually, I was just told moments ago that Gamerboy had to leave midstream, which is completely fine, which now makes me believe, and I was just going to say, quote, coward, but now it's starting to make sense. He had to go midstream. I thought for a moment that Gamerboy had to leave because he was losing, but that was not the case. Now, I think Rat and Zeus, by the way, hold on, T. I think Rat and Zeus
And you
should be
called him a
celebrating
cow-
just
you
yet.
called him a
Hold on.
coward. You
I
called him
think
a
Rat
cow-
and Zeus, wait a minute. I think Rat and Zeus should not be proud of that, though. The reason why I say that is because he got the point, but he actually defeated the guy that had to go midstream. What, is he supposed to be proud of himself for that?
Okay. Okay. I was gonna get a little spicy when you said that he left because he's a coward. No. He left because probably had something important to him. Yeah, Rat and Zeus should not be celebrating for that win. No. That's
the
not
thing
good.
is, well, the thing is, we know coming up next, though, Rat and Zeus is going to be facing Boiled Egg. He's going to be invited very shortly here, so if you're Boiled Egg, just Crispy, I guess this is something you've been waiting for to try to tally up wins.
Yeah, and then I guess Rat and Zeus does have the second win. So I think if we look at Boiled Egg is not on here. So if Boiled Egg was to, you know, win this match, it would take a lot of effort, but it could still be possible. And Rat and Zeus does have 2-round wins. So if Rat and Zeus does get this next game win, we would be seeing the possible downfall of Mega Quad. But like we've been talking about, Rat and Zeus did have a kind of easy last game, and we'll see if Boiled Egg can fight hard and possibly win this next game.
I hope somebody does top Mega Quad, okay? I mean, no disrespect. I understand that he's a tremendous player. He's absolutely incredible for what he does. All right, he's been here for the past year or so. He's been really, really good on Rainbow Six Siege. But the fact that he no-showed and the fact that he's actually currently on, I did my research as a journalist, guys. I looked on. He is literally online right now. He's on Rainbow Six Siege playing with his friends. And I get that. Sure, you do what you want in your life, right? We're not controlling it. But the fact that he no-showed makes me believe that he has a lack of respect. And again, perhaps maybe he either doesn't think that he's going to lose, or B, he just perhaps isn't too scared to compete tonight.
What is your thing against people with you know, that's being great? I mean, you talk down on Mist, who is the champion of Fortnite, and now you're talking down on this Mega Quad person.
Well, listen, I mean, Mist is like I said, he's a champion, and I respect him. One of the greatest of all time, as I said, on Fortnite. I said that many times in the past, right? I mean, I said that I'm not going to take that away from him. I'm not going to take away his accomplishments and his achievements. I just think that his personality's out the window when it comes to that. But when it comes to Mega Quad, though, that's another guy who I believe thinks that he can strut around thinking he's better than everyone. Does Mega Quad think that he's so good that he doesn't have to appear tonight? Is that what it is?
He has the 4 victories, 4 points. It says in itself, so he could actually win this whole thing.
Looking at Boiled Egg on Amaru and Rat and Zeus on Mozzie. Rat and Zeus did take Boiled Egg's drone, and we're talking about not being a coward before, and we're going to see that Boiled Egg is on Amaru, so he can try to rush into site as quick as possible, like we saw Rat and Zeus do to Gamer Boy, and possibly take the win against Rat and Zeus. Trying to come in through game room, like I just said. Boiled Egg is in sight. Rat and Zeus does not see him. Rat and Zeus is low.
I think that was a bad idea, because Rat and Zeus is really knows how to get around in this game. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to execute the win here, and I think he's gonna get that.
Rat and Zeus is flashed. Boiled Egg has the opportunity,
And he
but
did
Rat
it!
and Zeus,
And
while
he did
flash,
it!
does kill Boiled Egg. What a kill!
I think what messed up Boiled Egg there was that he was trying to zoom in against the opponent. If he had not zoomed in, he would have had enough time to shoot down the opponent. But Boiled Egg did zoom in, costing him a couple of seconds, which allowed none other than Rat and Zeus to get the victory there.
Yeah, and those crucial little things, you must be ready and be prepared to do the little things right. You know, there's many things saying doing the little things right can lead to big victories, big wins, and you know that little fatal error caused the round win. But Boiled Egg now knows that. He knows what he made a mistake in, but he played really well. Arguably, he played better than Rat and Zeus that round. Played very quickly and efficiently. So we're gonna see Boiled Egg possibly do that this round as well.
I think arguably did a better job than Rat and Zeus.
I think so.
But Rat and Zeus got the victory, though.
He did, but Boiled Egg did come into sight and got Rat and Zeus very low, but he made just one tiny error.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Rat and Zeus still got the victory. So in that case, Rat and Zeus did play better.
10 seconds.
But Rat and Zeus made crucial errors. I think that once Boiled Egg fixes those errors, he's a better player than Rat and Zeus.
I don't see Boiled Egg having 1 point right now. All I see is Rat and Zeus with 1 point.
Hey, we talked about before. You can come back from when you're in the lead 2-0. You can still come back from that. Rayman lost 4-2 and he was up 2-0. So why are you saying that Boiled Egg can't do that?
I didn't say that he couldn't do that. I'm just saying that if you're saying that quote unquote Boiled Egg played better, well, that's not really a strong case to make, seeing that Rat and Zeus is the only one on the board with 1 point.
I just believe that Boiled Egg did have a very good round, and that once he fixes that error, he's a better player than Rat and Zeus.
Well, both gentlemen had a great round, and T, I gotta ask you, by the way, we're just moments away from this letter being read. I was just told literally seconds ago from the board of directors that this letter is actually a lot more cryptic than the first one.
What's the question?
I was just trying to get your thoughts.
Oh, thoughts. Okay, my thoughts. That question. My thoughts is that I don't really think of this anything of this clown, right? Because he's just a clown. It's all bite, no talk.
Yeah, he is a coward. He attacked you from behind. I mean, come on. Who does that?
A coward to it.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Just like the cowards.
Boiled Egg, maybe get the kill, but Rat and Zeus does shoot. And you know, this is one of the things we were talking about last round. Rat and Zeus did not scope in, and that allowed him to get the kill on Boiled Egg. Very good job by Boiled Egg, but Rat and Zeus did get the round win, going 2-0 and going into round 3.
So last round, it was none other than Boiled Egg who, I guess, made a mistake by zooming in with his gun. This round, it was a mistake from Boiled Egg rushing in, and it went over the top of that barricade. Did not realize Rat and Zeus was hiding under there, which allowed Zeus to pick up the offense there. So again, Boiled Egg is going to have to try to slow things down just a little bit, but it's still not over just yet for Boiled Egg. Rat and Zeus clearly is dictated the pace of this match, but again, anything can still happen here in Rainbow Six Siege. Anything and everything will happen, that's for sure. We've seen it many times through the years. It could happen here continuing tonight, but for Rat and Zeus, though, he's going to have to continue his way, whereas Boiled Egg is going to have to slow it down just a bit.
No, Boiled Eggs need to get his head inside the game. You know, that's what he needs to do. He needs to understand that Rat and Zeus is a very, very, very good competitor when it comes to Rainbow Six Siege. And he needs to, you know, try to find the weakness in Rat and Zeus.
Yeah, Rat and Zeus going on, I believe that's a Rooney, I think, and Boiled Egg going on Buck. So Rat and Zeus is not letting Boiled Egg drone into sight, but Boiled Egg did get a very good view into game room.
Locate and defuse a bomb.
So what would y'all's strategy be if you're down 2-0? Like we've talked about how they've come back, but you know, Gamer Boy just kind of faced through adversity and got through that. But how would you think Boiled Egg would do if he tried to come back?
Slow down. That's exactly what he's going to want to do. Yep. He's going to have to try to slow it down, as I said in the previous round. In the last 2 rounds, actually, of course, I think rushing it allowed him to make those set mistakes.
You told him to rush in the first place.
Yeah, well, now he is rushing in, so he's going completely against your words, Adrian. Boiled Egg, this might lead to another loss here. We'll see what's going to happen. Boiled Egg is slowly going in, and then he sees Rat and Zeus. Rat and Zeus does play well, and then Rat and Zeus does kill Boiled Egg.
This is what I'm talking about, though. This is what I'm talking
about.
Yes, I think rushing in is really his worst enemy thus far. Boiled Egg is going to have to take a step back and strategize just a bit. Enjoy the couple of seconds of quietness, in other words, and allow himself to regain his composure.
Yeah, the composure would really help Boiled Egg because we've seen that he has good strategies, maybe some good things, but he just those goes way too quickly, and that's what causes him to lose these rounds. Boiled Egg is now down 3-0 going into round 4. This could be a sweep with Rat and Zeus winning it all.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
We're gonna find out right now in this next match.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Boiled Egg going on Malusi and Rat and Zeus going on Sledge. You know, we talked about how Boiled Egg has to slow down, but do you have any things for Rat and Zeus to do in these matchups? Not to get cocky, maybe other things, not to just lose your composure.
Keep on the momentum, Rat and Zeus. Keep the momentum up, but don't be too cocky.
You know, I don't necessarily see, with all due respect, I don't necessarily see Boiled Egg winning this one. I mean, at the early going into this matchup, Boiled Egg's lost, he lost a few points of his health.
Yeah, he did. He did accidentally throw an impact grenade at himself. So Boiled Egg's going to have to play methodical and slow. And if he does do that, talking about playing slow, methodical past rounds and past complete games, Boiled Egg's just going to have to play very smart and tedious here. We see Rat and Zeus pushing in from construction, and he might go through the back of attic, which is what I think he's going to do.
But you still have to respect Boiled Eggs. You still have to respect Boiled Eggs' performance, nevertheless. I mean, he is in there against a very skilled player in Rat and Zeus. I mean, Boiled Egg understands that, and he's still going to make sure he does everything under his own power to make sure he gets the victory. So Boiled Egg's still in there hanging on. Really goes to show, again, the strength and the desire, the heart and the will that Boiled Egg does have, that he possesses in his tenure here in Eon Network, which is many people's, well, a lot of people would say that that's respectful traits.
Yeah,
looking for it.
He's not left the game. You know, we looked at Gamer Boy. He left the past game. I understand that you know, he couldn't come, so maybe that's not a very good example. But we could put it to Mega Quad, who is currently playing Rainbow Six Siege, like you said, right, Adrian? He was playing, but he chose not to come to game night.
Yep.
Yeah. So at least Boiled Egg showing some adversity. He's gonna stick it through, and he's like, I still have faith. I still have confidence in myself to come back. I still think that I can do well, and I'm just gonna try to finish it strong.
as Bulldog was trying to get shoot down the drone that Rat and Zeus had been deployed. He's trying to attack the drone but could not get it.
Boilerleg having a little bit of trouble trying to knock down Rat and Zeus's drone at that point in time, and it cost him.
And Rat and
Here we
Zeus
go.
with a great shot on Boiled Egg. You could argue that Malusi helped him a little bit, slowed him down so he could have a little bit better aim, and he shot Malusi right in the head. Flawless victory from Rat and Zeus. Now he has 3 points, encroaching on that 4 points by Mega Quad. Mega Quad is in a bad spot.
Valiant effort from none other than Boiled Egg, but Rat and Zeus is now at 3rd point thus far. He has 3, and now he is 1 point away from tying it up against Mega Quad. And now if Rat and Zeus is able to pick up the victory in the next round, and the next round after that, he definitely has, in my opinion, he does have the highest chance in being the Gladiator here tonight in this matchup. We know Rat and Zeus now has defeated 3 opponents tonight.
At the
Yeah, he
opponents.
has.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually 2, from what I understand. But nonetheless, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, from what I understand, it's actually going to be OT Luke who's going to be competing here tonight. Rat and Zeus versus OT Luke to determine, again, who's going to be advancing the Gladiator concept, guys. This has been a tremendous night thus far.
Yeah, very good night. I really like the way people are playing. You know, some people are not playing as, you know, as they would hope to play, but everyone's kind of playing well, and they've tried their best, and so we're going to see what OT Luke could possibly do and maybe defeat Rat and Zeus in his current domination.
We're gonna find out next in this
Well,
matchup.
As we are awaiting for OT Luke's arrival, and again, Rat and Zeus has been dominating for the past 2 games. Perhaps maybe he's going to try to have the quote-unquote hat trick, that proverbial saying, the none other than the, well, 3 trifectas. 3 wins consecutively to get the victory here tonight. Rat and Zeus looking to make sure he's going to tie it up with Mega Quad, and he's so close in doing it. Mega Quad, again, currently at 4, Rat and Zeus at 3. So, to reiterate, Rat and Zeus, he needs 1 more point to officially tie it up, and then there's going to be more competition after that. So, Rat and Zeus has a great, great chance in literally winning this Gladiator concept here tonight.
Yeah, he does have a really good chance. And I have to ask you a question, Adrian. What would happen, let's say, in the universe where, let's say, Rat and Zeus loses this game, and let's say the whole game night ends where one person has 4 and Mega Quad has 4? What would the next deciding decision be if these 2 people are tied? What would that be?
I think the only person that knows that answer is none other than the board of directors. They perhaps will be able to decide exactly what would happen. But I mean, in my opinion, I believe either that would be setting up a one-on-one match to determine who's the true Gladiator, or, in other words, who was the one that showed up that night, and the person who didn't show up, I guess, probably would lose.
I have one word. War games.
War games.
Oh yeah, put War Games, put the cell, put the 2 rings on Rainbow Six Siege, and there we go.
Yeah.
I get it. Soul of Luke going on Deimos. Alright, so this is an operator I'm very glad I get to talk about. So this operator, Deimos, has the ability, you know, for this little bit for you, Rebels. I know you don't know much about the operators, so this will be helpful for you to see in the game. Soul of Luke has the ability as Deimos to mark his players and see his opponent through walls, all that stuff, but his opponent can also see him, so they can both kind of get wall hacks for like a period of time. So we're gonna see what Soul of Luke can do to maybe knock down Rat and Zeus here in this matchup.
That's gonna be very dangerous for both of them since they can see through wall.
Yeah, it's gonna be very fun, very interesting. I'm very excited to see what Soul of Luke could possibly do against Rat and Zeus. And, you know, I know Adrian does not like to look at the numbers, but I'm looking at the numbers here. They're relatively similar. You know, they're both, I mean, Rat and Zeus still does have the advantage with ranks and KD and that stuff, but, you know, I think there still could be a chance for Soul of Luke to come out with a victory here.
Listen, you know, I also look into the personality, and the fact of the matter is, I'm not sure if you guys heard it or not, but whenever Solo Luke, aka OT Luke, was invited here, he said, quote, "Finally, it's time for me to lose." And I think Solo Luke needs to work on his confidence, in my opinion. I believe Luke needs to get in here thinking, quote, "You know what, I can do this. I can defeat Rat and Zeus. I do have enough capabilities to do it. I can be the Gladiator here tonight. I'm going to walk in here and I'm going to press everyone. I'm going to make sure that I make a mark tonight." That's what Solo Luke should be saying.
Yeah, well, we see how some people have overconfidence. overconfidence. But it's also important to see people don't have like no confidence at all, and both of those things can be detrimental towards a player. So if you're these guys, you're gonna have to play well, and you're gonna have to just be confident in yourself, and that will ultimately possibly lead to the win. But Deimos, meaning Soul of Luke, just targeted Rat and Zeus so they can both see each other. This is what I've been talking about in the pregame.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. We got let's see.
And Soul of Luke with a great kill on
Great
Rat
example.
and Zeus.
Great example. Numbers don't necessarily mean anything.
What a great kill from Rat and Zeus. He used Deimos correctly. He saw his opponent, got out the mini sniper, and he shot Rat and Zeus in the head. Great stuff
And
by
this is
Soul
what I'm
of Luke.
talking about. Soul of Luke, again, he said, quote, I'm ready to lose, and yet look what happened. He didn't lose, he won. So this is what I'm saying. Soul of Luke needs to work on his confidence. I mean, he really does have the amount of tools as well. In fact, most of these players here tonight that we're witnessing definitely do have the tools to become future champions. No doubt about that. But Soul of Luke, though, again, he does have a lot in his skills, a lot in his toolbox, per se, for him to really be the Gladiator. But the one thing that he is missing is confidence. And I think he's going to have to try to make sure he works on that.
Yeah, working on that confidence is going to be very key.
He's going to get back in it. I mean, he only have 1 point on the board, so he can do. He can possibly get another victory over Rat and Zeus. I mean, he played a really good game right there in that round.
Yeah, he did play a really good game, so I think Soul of Luke has a very wise choice with playing Mute. Mute can block those drones, make sure that Rat and Zeus cannot see into sight. Let's see what Soul of Luke can do.
Action phase started, and it's now go time.
Rat and Zeus, I guess it's just going to make sure he's going to try to correct the wrong that he had in the previous round and make sure he wins it this time.
Yeah, Rat and Zeus is currently playing very aggressive. Soul of Luke almost had an ability. I think he doesn't know that Soul of Luke is behind him. Rat and Zeus could be in a very bad spot. And Soul of Luke with a great kill on Rat and Zeus. He flanked him. Rat and Zeus did not hear it, and Rat and Zeus lost.
Wow, that was the opening that Soul of Luke needed. He needed that victory, and that was flawless. You know, with this back turn, Soul of Luke went and shot the fire. That was great.
And not only did Rat and Zeus lose that round, he actually lost a lot of momentum that he's been garnering in the last 2 games. I mean, he was able to defeat Gamer Boy, and then he defeated none other than well, he defeated, of course, as many people as possible, and Soul Luke could be next. He defeated Boiled Egg as well, is what I was trying to get at. Rat and Zeus, obviously, in my opinion, I mean, it's still not over just yet, but perhaps maybe now it's time for Rat and Zeus to be feeling the detriment of, well, confidence, perhaps.
Yeah, Rat and Zeus is, you know, his confidence is going down, so there is that switch. And I think we were talking about before a game, before Soul of Luke got his first kill, his first win, we were talking about how that confidence is going to hurt him. And I think there's been a complete 180 with these guys. Rat and Zeus's confidence might be down below, and Soul of Luke's could be beaming up, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to put Soul of Luke in the driving seat of this matchup just yet, because I still would like to point out how Gamer Boy came back from 0-2 against Rayman, and he won 4-2. He won 4 rounds straight, so that could still be done by Rat and Zeus.
Well, very much so, but Soul Luke currently is eclipsing Rat and Zeus at this point in time, and that could, again, really be a huge integral factor when it comes to confidence here tonight. And we mentioned the word confidence, but at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, too. It's about how you drive your confidence to victory.
We also mentioned the word cocky. You know, I think the cockiness from Rat and Zeus could probably get him the loss here in this this game.
Yeah, if we're looking at it, it's now the attacking phase. Rat and Zeus is docked, so he has those abilities to heal himself if he does get low, and Soul of Luke is on Nomad, so he has those air jabs he can shoot and try to knock down his opponent, which would be Rat and Zeus. If y'all had any advice for Rat and Zeus to do in this matchup, and like how to play and how to position yourself, and what would that be specifically for Rat?
Well, two words. It would be situational awareness. In other words, he's going to have to be very much aware of his opponent's, his surroundings and so forth. And again, we saw that in the previous round. Rat and Zeus did not even know that Luke was right behind him. So Rat and Zeus is going to have to work on his situational awareness, and he's going to make sure that he's going to have to try to increase that so he can get the upper hand, perhaps.
Watching this in bird eye views here, as they both are very close to each other, not extremely close, but they're really close to each other.
Yeah, we were just talking about situational awareness. Thank you for mentioning that, Adrian. And Soul of Luke has a great drone, so he can see where Rat and Zeus is. Rat and Zeus, now, if he needs to be able to hear that drone, his situational awareness right now is poor. Soul of Luke knows where he is. Soul of Luke could possibly get a wallbang here, but he's doing something different.
Well, I have another thing as well. I mean, if you honestly want to actually get a little, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Looks like there's going to be more members, ladies and gentlemen, joining us from what I
He's
understand.
going to shoot him below. He's going to shoot him below. Soul of Luke's going to try to shoot Rat and Zeus from below.
Good strategy. If he does this, get this kill.
It's over. It's over. Oh my gosh,
Oh my
Rat and
God.
Zeus is 1 HP. Rat and Zeus, though, is docked, so Rat and Zeus has the ability to heal himself, so Rat and Zeus didn't really take much of a fall there. Rat and Zeus is still fine. Nothing really happened to Rat and Zeus at the end of the day.
That was a very, very good strategy right there by Luke.
But Soul of Luke with a great wallbang onto Rat and Zeus. Rat and Zeus is down 3-0. Soul of Luke has taken control.
Well, he has been taking control over the past couple of rounds, but I'll tell you this much, you know, we talked about situational awareness, something that, well, Rat and Zeus are going to have to work on. I guess that there's another two words that Soul Luke does not have to work on, and that's cognitive complexity. In other words, he really is taking to mind all the different strategies he's able to implement in this game, and he's putting into fruition that allows him to win this matchup. Soul Luke has been very creative with his kills throughout the night, and I've been very impressed with him.
Very impressed with OT Luke. You know, Luke has been very, very great here today, and I'm impressed with him going against Rat and Zeus. I mean, Rat and Zeus is a very tough competitor. Adrian.
Well, he's very tough indeed. I mean, there's no denying that. He is very much tough, but it's Soul Luke who really is bringing the fight to the guy.
Yeah, for sure, and we're seeing a repetition of operators. We're seeing Soul of Luke again going mute, but we're seeing kind of a new operator from Rat and Zeus. He's going to go Thermite, so he's probably going to try to breach open game room very quickly and push in a site. And we've seen Rat and Zeus play very quickly, so if he plays quickly, you know, we've seen that work in the past games. So Rat and Zeus could possibly play very quickly and catch Soul of Luke off guard. What do y'all think about that approach?
He can do it. It's absolutely possible. Rat and Zeus could perhaps maybe try to, well, wind down Soul Luke a little bit. That's exactly what Rat and Zeus needs. He just needs one chance, that one opportunity to mess up Soul Luke, and then after that, he can capitalize off it.
We're going to see if he can do that right now.
Yeah, Soul of Luke is currently playing very close to the wall, entering Trophy. He's going to try to maintain this position and get a very simple and easy but effective shotgun kill onto Rat and Zeus. Rat and Zeus cannot see where Soul of Luke is because of those mute jammers, so this will be a very good strategy. We've been talking about strategies from Soul of Luke. This is very good and very well thought out.
Say desperate but effective. I mean, Rat and Zeus is currently in a stage that he's going to pull out all the stops desperately because he understands now he's in a predicament in which if he does lose this round, it's over. Rat and Zeus had a chance to top Mega Quad, but if Soul Luke's win here, then Rat and Zeus is out of it. He doesn't have a chance to top Mega Quad anymore. This is the final stage. This is the end.
Oh, that
Soul
was
of Luke
very
is a very
close.
good angle.
Very close by Rat Zeus.
Yeah, Soul of Luke is in a bad spot here. Rat and Zeus did have a very good opportunity to shoot Soul of Luke down.
And there we go.
And Rat and Zeus with the round win. Rat and Zeus got his first round win of the game night. It is now 3-1. Rat and Zeus is now picking up the pace.
Correcting that wrong, and that's what Rat and Zeus just did moments ago right before our very eyes. And I think, in my opinion, this is going to be, as I said, that one chance, that one opportunity that Rat and Zeus needed. He's now going to try to capitalize off of that. Soul of Luke went down, and Soul of Luke is probably thinking to himself, my goodness, he just knocked me down, and now it has become possible for Rat and Zeus to do it. So if Rat and Zeus can do it once, he can do it many more times.
That's what we do. We have match point. Rat and Zeus can get the next point. We always say that the losing point, the losing player, and a match point will get the upper point. So we'll see if Rat and Zeus can get the second point here.
And Crispy, you have to understand, I mean, seriously, despite the fact that Solo Luke has been literally showing a clinical display of dominance, Rat and Zeus is showing a clinical display of resilience.
Yes, Rat and Zeus is playing. You know, he might have lost those first 3 games.
Bomb located
And we've
by
talked
attackers.
about, Rat and Zeus did have kind of a bit of a freebie against Gamer Boy, but Rat and Zeus he's going through adversity here. He's a very good player. I don't think he wants to get ahead of himself, but I think Rat and Zeus just needs to really focus in and not play too fast, because he does
10
play
seconds
really
left.
well when he's fast. But playing really fast, you know, can affect people. That's why we saw Boiled
5
Egg
seconds
lose
left
4-0
before
to
insertion.
Rat and Zeus because he played way too fast and aggressive. So Rat and Zeus got to
Attackers are
slow
heading
down,
out
play
to defuse a
methodical,
bomb.
and he's going to have to understand who he's going against, which would be Soul of Luke.
Because we see Rat and Zeus with this operator. Explain to us what this operator that he is using.
For sure. So Rat and Zeus is playing Echo. So Rat and Zeus has Echo drones that he can attach to the ceiling or the floor, and those are kind of like concussion drones. So once you get hit with the Echo drone, your vision, your sound, everything becomes impaired, and you can't see well. It stops people from planting the diffuser, and so this is a very good opportunity. Echo's a very good roaming operator, so Rat and Zeus have to stay put and go on his Echo drones and try to stop Soul of Luke from coming in.
Oh, we're storytellers
then-
out here, but I digress.
And if we're going and we're looking at Soul of Luke's thing, Soul of Luke is Brava, and Brava can hack into those Echo drones, so I would watch out if I were Rat and Zeus.
Adrian, don't you want to know about the different abilities?
Sure, but I mean, what does that matter, though? It's all about story. It's all about what's happening here and now. It's all about, again, making a mark for yourself. For Rat and Zeus, he's been here for the past couple of years. He's been wanting this opportunity. He's been trying to grasp and seize this chance to really prove to everyone, hey, everyone, I can do it. I can win, and all of you must respect me. That's what Rat and Zeus is doing. But Solo Luke, on the other hand, what's his story? His story is quite simple. He wants to top Rat and Zeus. He wants to top Mega Quad. He wants to become the Gladiator, and he wants to use that title so he can walk around everyone and tell them that he is better than them.
You know, that is important, Adrian. I think that the operator and the skills and those operator choices are very important. That's why you get an operator choicing phase. And we just see that
Well,
Soul of Luke hacked into the Rat and Zeus's drones. So Rat and Zeus is in a bad spot. He has no Echo drones.
It's important to the game. It's not necessarily important to our audience, but I got your point.
And Soul of Luke with the kill on Rat and Zeus. Soul of Luke is now victorious in this matchup. Look at the replay.
Well, the tenacious, untamed Solo Luke really proving to everyone that he now has entered in the game, and everyone should take note.
Rat and Zeus is now stopped at 3 round wins, and Soul of Luke is introduced to his first round win. And who does he have another opponent coming up? He should, right?
From what I understand, OQX, I think, said that he was going to be competing here tonight, unless if he
Yeah,
no-shows.
I can invite him, see if he's still on.
And speaking about no-showed, again, I would like to bring it up. Mega Quad and people like Hidden did not no-show here tonight. And listen, T, you can defend them all you want, and I'm not going to take anything away from them. They're great competitors. I'm never gonna disparage someone's skills on a video game. I'm never gonna do that because, I mean, heck, I'm a commentator, for crying out loud. I mean, I can't do half of the things they do in there. For crying out, I can't even do 1% of everything they do in there. But the bottom line is this. They actually, again, the people who no-showed, Hidden in Mega Quad, they don't necessarily have the respect to at the very least, perhaps maybe tell Eon Network, hey guys, I'm not going to make it tonight. Or, hey, you know, guys, I would have loved to make it, but unfortunately something came up. No, instead, they decided to brush it off as if nothing cared, as if they didn't care, as if nothing mattered. They decided to do that. They decided to skip it over everyone. They're probably thinking they're better than everyone anyway. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, especially Mega Quad. I mean, for Hidden, that's a different story. He has 1 point, great and all, but Mega Quad is the one that is winning this entire thing. Wouldn't you think that Mega Quad would be here to try to cement his chance of winning and becoming Gladiator? Wouldn't you actually think that, guys? Mega Quad would be here tonight, would you think, right? You would think that, because Mega Quad wants to win. He wants to do that, and yet he does not show up. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, was he supposed to compete tonight? If he was supposed to compete tonight, then yeah, he should show. But he does not. You know, he's up here relaxing. You know, taking the time so he can until he's in a competition. If he's was he supposed to compete tonight, Adrian?
He already became a competitor for the Gladiator. I mean, in essence, he should have competed tonight. If he wanted to maintain his victory, if he wants to at least listen. He might win here tonight. He might not even show up and still have the most amount of game wins. I get that. But it's about the respect for the fans, the respect for Eon Network, respect for his peers and so forth, to at least come forth and say, hey, listen, I couldn't show up tonight because of this and that. But instead, he didn't even respond. He didn't even actually tell anyone about it. It goes to show exactly the amount of respect he has for this channel. And Mega Quad with 4 points again, he should be acting a little bit different in my opinion.
When you're on that high chance, you at that winning streak, you don't need to show up. You know, you can just stay home and enjoy. And then when it's time to compete, you go out there and defend your reign.
Whatever you say there, T. Whatever you say.
Yeah, I did it
Going
as a
into-
champion. I did it.
Going into the next game, there's going to be a little bit of a disadvantage for Ox as he's a European player and we are on central servers. So I was going to try to switch it to East, but I'm not party leader, so Ox is going to be
stop. Wait a minute. Listen, I'm tired. This is one thing I can actually get off my chest as a color announcer. Okay? I can't do this as a play-by-play announcer, but I'll tell you one thing here. I am getting sick and tired of people actually claiming, oh, it's in this server, it's in that server, it's in this and that, blah, blah, blah. That's the reason why I'm losing. The bottom line is this. You're either good or you're not. If you're good, you can get the job done. If you're bad, then you're not. So
Well,
either
got
way,
disconnected. He'll be returning in just a minute, but go ahead.
Not for win. So, what are you complaining about?
Listen, if you're good, you're good. It just seems like an excuse to me.
Adrian, it's really not an excuse because if
Okay,
you're on 151
okay, but listen,
ping, you're
OQX
lagging,
got
you
two.
can't
Didn't
skip.
Didn't he actually already get 2 victories already? Didn't he do that?
That was when he was on 100 ping. He's on 160 now.
Okay.
That's like
not
bad.
much of a difference. Not much of a difference, you ask me.
It is.
The OQX is gonna have to suck it up, and he's gonna have to go in there and try to pick up the victory.
I
I
was
think he will.
just pointing
I
out
think-
that's going to be a disadvantage.
He's gonna go out there and put up a show.
Well, I mean,
Seeing if
there's
we
no
can get
denying.
Seeing if we can get
OQX
OT Luke back in the game.
is going to be joining shortly, from what I understand. And again, I mean, you talked about it, T. I mean, OQX is going to be putting up a show, as are the rest of the members. And again, OQX has been known as option of the past couple of years, has been competing on Fortnite in the last couple of years, as we've seen as well. So, I mean, obviously does have a lot of experience when it comes to competing here. But now this is Rainbow Six Siege, a whole different environment.
Yes, it is a whole different environment. Rainbow Six Siege is a more tactical game. Hearing is very important. The gun, it's really hard to control recoil. It's very more methodical. You have to really lock in harder than other games like Fortnite. And this will be the second to last game. I think I have a game after this as well. After the winner of this game. And we're going Ox choosing Bandit and Soul of Luke on Buck. Who do y'all think has the advantage of winning this series here?
I think so, Luke.
First of all, I never want to hear Fortnite ever again.
You don't like Fortnite?
What is your
No.
disdain against Fortnite? You call it T almost every week.
I do.
Fortnite's pretty fun.
I just don't like Fortnite.
I
Solo
just
Luke.
lost the love for it.
Though Luke, in my opinion, though, rallying back in this game does have the advantage due to the fact that he actually got the victory in the previous game. But OQX does have more game wins over Solo Luke, so therefore OQX might have a bigger confidence as well.
Yeah, if OQX does win this game and the next, he would then be
10
tied
seconds
with
remaining.
Mega Quad and possibly, you know, we were talking about before, what will happen if there is a tie.
seconds remaining.
And if he does win these next 2 games, you know, you could argue that there should be Ox winning it because he showed up and Mega Quad didn't. Mega Quad's on Siege, but he's not playing.
I'm just
but
surprised
you're-
that I'm sorry, Crispy. Go ahead and finish your thoughts.
Oh, thank you. I was just saying that since Mega Quad did not show up, it's gonna be up to the board of directors to choose what will happen. But I think that if one person was deserving of the win between them, either of them, I think it would then be Ox since he did show up.
I'm just kind of surprised that OQX or Ox, or however you pronounce that, is even here tonight due to the fact that he's been inactive. But nonetheless, he is here, looking to make sure he's going to try to become the Gladiator as well.
I'm going to be calling him by what I used to, but I'm normally know him as his option. So I mean, because he's been from when I was
Attackers bomb diffuser
here
Ooh,
long
and
ago.
Ox with a great kill on Soul of Luke. Where he's using Deimos, like we were talking about earlier. That Deimos scan really helped him see the opponent, but the opponent could also see him, and Ox did kill him, and it seems that Soul of Luke has left the game.
And this is what I'm talking about. OQX just determined, he just literally showed us all that it doesn't matter about the ping, it doesn't matter about the server, he can still get the victory, right? He just did it against Luke.
Right. I mean, Option is a very, very great competitor in all the games that I used to see him in. So I mean, he is that good.
There's
He
no
is a very
denying
good
that
player.
he is.
And is Soul of Luke going to be rejoining, or what happened there? Okay, there he is.
We will
Soul of Luke
find
has
out.
now returned.
And he's returned, perhaps maybe to meet his end, I would say.
Maybe.
I mean, OQX, Ox himself has literally gotten the victory moments ago, so now he's going to have to try to repeat that not once, but 3 more times.
We don't know. I mean, because we don't know if Luke is going to lose this round or pick up the victory. I'm going to say that Luke may get this win right here in this round.
I think he might possibly be able to, because I don't think Ox knows that Luke is not upstairs, and now
10 seconds
Ox
to
does
go.
now realizes that Soul of Luke is in kitchen. A little bit of
5 seconds
new
left before
location of
insertion.
bombs. This might be a good idea or a bad idea for Soul of Luke. What is y'all's thoughts? Or are y'all's thoughts?
I'm interested in Adrian.
I'm
What
just
do
gonna
you
say-
think, Adrian?
I'm just thinking that I think it's bad, in my opinion. I don't think this is going to be the strategy that he's going to try to at least implement here. I think what Soul Luke is going to have to try to do at this juncture is try to make sure he, again, is more aware of what's happening here, because OQX is the one with the drone, not Soul Luke.
Yes, that is a very good
How do you
point.
pronounce that anyway? Is it OQX? You call him Ox. Is that how you pronounce it for real?
I don't really know. That's just how I have pronounced it, but
I don't know what you
Ox
kids
now.
call it nowadays, but
Option just lost some health just there.
not sure if that was the
Ox
smartest
is
thing,
low.
but
I'm not able to spectate Ox for some reason. Oh wait, okay, now I am. Ox, I'm not sure what his strategy was on that. He has one more ash left to quickly break open those barricades, but he's going to have to use that one ash correctly. He doesn't have that other ash, and Soul of Luke is going to have to stay strong. Ox is now pushing in his sight, tries to get a shot on Soul of Luke, but he does get shot down by Luke. Luke is now showing that, hey, I'm not out of this game. You might have gotten the first win, but I'm still here competing. Soul of Luke now tied the matchup 1-1.
you do realize, I just realized this, but you do understand that if Solo Luke does actually win this matchup, he's going to be tied with OQX with 2 amount of game wins officially.
Yes. And Luke just left. So that would then mean, Adrian, that he would not, if he beat Rat and Zeus, it means if he beat Ox and then he beat the other opponent, he would still not have enough round wins to win it all.
From what I understand, but we're going to find out nonetheless if this match is going to continue throughout the night. I'm just excited to see exactly who's going to be the Gladiator at the end of the day.
I'm as well. Like, this has been a long and arduous journey for a lot of people. This has been a month-long experience of people trying to show up and saying, hey, let's see if I could possibly get a win tonight. And then you might lose that week. You might want to come back the next week. And so I really got to respect these guys coming out. And
Well,
Soul of Luke did not return in time, so Ox did get the round.
OQX or Ox is doing something that he's doing what he does best. That's do nothing. Do nothing.
Well, I mean, who could he do He could not do anything.
No, I'm saying he's inactive over the past few months. I mean, he doesn't really do anything at EA Network anymore, so that's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, Ox has not been as active. He has come up to, some Rainbow Six Siege game nights, but has not been as active as you would like him to be, which
Again,
I can agree
he
on.
is the executive of EA Network, from what I understand, but he's taking a hiatus. He has a lot of things going on, from what I understand, behind the scenes, but still inactive.
Isn't he the main executive? Is that what it is?
Next to Scorch, and yeah.
It was great to see Option back. Great to see him back.
He seems very
Great
happy
action.
to be back.
Well, we saw him last
and
week.
There's some things that he says, typing in the chats.
10 seconds to go.
OT Luke now reinforcing game room. Ox just said he was an academic weapon. Good stuff.
An academic
Attacker's
weapon.
objective is to locate a bomb and
Oh,
defuse
now
it.
he just said JK.
Why can't it
Well,
just be a textbook weapon at that?
Academic weapon's a tough name. That's not a Quizlet name. Academic weapon,
Textbook is what they say. Textbook,
Nah,
textbook
academic.
action.
I know, because
Okay.
academics,
Whatever
you
you
know?
go, whatever you say.
Okay, textbook. No, this is not wrestling, Adrian. We're not like.
They don't
textbook-
use that word for wrestling. They
Textbook
use that
play.
word for literally
Textbook
any sport.
play.
Text maneuver, and you
I'm
hear
using
JR.
textbook play
You
for the
see,
next win.
you hear
Textbook
Mike.
play.
You hear
Have you not
Michael
heard
Cole.
NBA announcers say that as well?
No, I hear Michael
Oh, that
Cole
was a
said it.
textbook throw from one of the NBA players.
What we're seeing some textbook action here from Ox, and Ox does get the win on Soul of Luke. Ox now is winning 3-1.
What a dominant shot right there. Again, moments ago, we saw that great shot. Ox is now again in control of this matchup. But wait a minute, I have a question. I thought you were fighting for the idea to use the word academic, but now, Crispy, you just said
I
textbook.
I just wanted to incorporate it. I just wanted to be
Okay.
with you. I just wanted
Yeah.
to use some of your words.
Exactly. There we go.
Use some of the scholarly words.
Yeah, the extensive words, I guess.
It's trying to be demure. If you
More of an academic word, I think. More of an academic,
It's the same
we're-
thing.
We're seeing some academic operators now, Bandit and Blitz. Blitz is a very academic or
Defend and
textbook
protect your
operator,
bombs
whichever
from being
you feel
defused by
is
attackers.
the best to say. But, with Bandit, I'm going to explain it. Is that okay if I explain the operator choice, Adrian?
Well, you can do what you want.
All right. So
helps
this is
me.
for you, Rebel. Rebel. So with Bandit, you're basically a shield operator. So you can imagine yourself just putting a shield around you, and you can flash your opponent to make sure that your opponent cannot see anything. So Ox, you have to look out for that. But Ox, if you do look at his loadout, he does have a C4. So he can throw a C4 right on that shield operator and kill him instantly. So let's see what Ox can do. He's going to bandit these walls, so no thermites or any of those stuff can get on there. And we're now ending the preparation phase.
5 seconds left.
What is y'all's advice for a guy like Soul of Luke when he's currently losing 1-3 to Ox?
Attackers are moving to
I'm gonna
defuse the bomb.
I'm gonna lead it to the professor, Adrian.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I like that, though. That actually does really ring a bell. Professor Matt. You
Professor.
just call me that. But anyways, well, hey, listen, you know what? Solo Luke was just going to literally do what I was going to say moments ago. He is doing it right now. I was going to say, why don't you whip out the barricade, that little shield that allows you to try to actually get a chance to win. And that's exactly what Luke is doing right now. He's taking out that barricade, and now this is going to perhaps maybe allow OQX to make some mistakes, which will allow Luke to maybe get that kill against OQX, that desperate kill he needs for him to stay in the game.
Yeah, and OQX is going to have to, if I was him, I would try to maintain that angle on Soul of Luke and just try to delay him coming into sight. But Soul of Luke is playing very aggressive. He's trying to
Here
throw
we
the
go, here we
C4,
go.
but Ox missed the C4. He missed the C4. Ox is in a bad spot here.
And now Solo Luke.
With the flash.
Soul of Luke flashed him.
That's grenade.
Now Soul of Luke is in sight. This is what I was talking about. This is the flash. These are the flashes I was talking about. But Ox tried to hit the thing. What? Oh my gosh!
Oh, I
What is
can't see
happening
anything.
here?
I can't see anything.
Soul of Luke is at 1 HP. Ox tried to hit the shield. Soul of Luke is down.
This
Soul
is
of Luke
Red
hitting his
Zeus
opponent,
needed.
Ox.
Red
Ox
Zeus
is-
need this.
Ox is vulnerable, and Soul of Luke does get the win. Soul of Luke knocked down Ox many times and got him down fully so that he could get the elimination on Ox. Soul of Luke now is added 1 point to the board. Now the score is 3-2.
That was probably the most non-traditional, unconventional, unorthodox sequence I've ever seen. I mean, honestly,
very erratic.
And I'll tell you, I mean, the thing is, though, OQX was doing everything he can to make sure he was going to win the matchup. But Solo Luke, though, despite the fact that Luke was fighting against the odds, his back was against the wall because Luke literally had this amount, just little health points left, but he was still able to manage the victory. Why? Because of that aforementioned barricade that I'm talking about, which he should probably use again. If that worked before, there's a saying that goes, if it works, why fix it? Hey, you know what? So Luke found his strategy. Maybe he's going to have to try to do it again here against OQX.
And that's what OQX needed. He needed that win, so he.
I thought you were going to call him
he's now
option.
at option, yeah. You guys been calling him Ox and
OQX.
OQ. Option. Yeah, option needed that win. I'm so confused now.
Confused. Well, going into the 6th game, we have Soul of Luke on Capcan. I'm going to do a little bit of a description for Capcan for you, Rebel. Capcan can place those little mines on the bottom of the floor, I mean bottom of like doorways, and so you can try to not instantly kill, but kill your opponent and make sure that opponent cannot see. So Luke's going to place those deployable kind of, I guess, bombs kind of, and if you run through those, you die. So we have to watch out for Ox, and Ox is going to have to try to eliminate those and be precautious when he enters those doorways.
One thing that I will say, though, if there's one word to describe Ox, there used to be a guy by the name of Cerebral Assassin, but tonight, OQX should be the guy that should have that title tonight. Really cerebral with his maneuvers, and you have to be very impressed with the guy, thus far winning 3 rounds, but Solo Luke is right behind him.
I want to say, where are you going with this?
Oh, and Soul of Luke now gets a very good kill on Ox. Look at the replay. Soul of Luke means our Ox tried to push in, but Soul of Luke maintained his steady aim and got the kill on Ox. And if we really think about it, one of these round wins should have not be given to Ox, because Ox means our Soul of Luke could not load into the game quick enough, maybe because of some bad Wi-Fi here, but Soul of Luke has come back from some adversity, and he's come and tied it to 3-3. Ox is in a bad spot, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, this is a big fight feel now. This is overtime match point. Both of these guys have 3 points apiece. One person's going to be walking out of here as the victor, ladies and gentlemen. OQX and Solo Luke, this is it. That's it. After this round, it's over. Someone's going to win. Something must give here tonight. And I'll tell you, at this point in time, it's the who's going to win. You can go with either. Solo Luke could win out of nowhere. OQX could win out of nowhere. These two guys are that good, in my opinion, and you can't go wrong with either.
Yeah, these two was battling, showed great gaming here tonight. So I'm gonna say option gets the win here.
You know, I'm gonna disagree with you there, Rebel. I'm gonna say that Soul of Luke is gonna have the advantage here. He's playing on mute. He's gonna block those drones from Ox, and he's going to, you know, he's won the past couple rounds. I think Soul of Luke has a little bit of momentum. Ox does not. I think that Soul of Luke will have the ability to win it all here tonight.
5 seconds remaining.
What do you think, Adrian?
I honestly, I don't know. It's a coin. It's a toss-up at this point. I mean, you can go with either way, Ox or Solo Luke. It's going to be a very difficult choice, in my opinion. Both of these guys have a lot of potential to be one of the best ever in Rainbow Six Siege in the history of EON Network. This illustrious community that has been here for almost 14 years. I mean, just imagine that. For both of these guys to be main eventing here tonight and to try to claim themselves as Gladiator.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. You know, it's been a long process. But this is Soul of Luke's first game now, I think, right? This is his first one that he's come up to for Rainbow Six Siege to get round wins in.
Oh,
but
there we go!
Ox now wins it! Ox now has his 3rd round win, and he could possibly tie Mega Quad in the next game.
That was a very good hard fought by both teams, by both gentlemen. Option did get the victory, and let's get it.
Hey, the thing is, Ox does actually win, and he does have 3 points. He's 1 point away from tying up Mega Quad first off. And then second off, I understand that an Omaha guy is going to be competing from what I saw. An Omaha guy from Omaha, Nebraska. Easy for me to say.
Yeah,
what is
going
so
to be up next.
Listen, what is so cool about Omaha, Nebraska?
I don't know. I mean, my ex, he lived there, and did not like Nebraska. I don't get the hype behind it.
I don't think anyone's really hyping up Omaha. I mean, there's
But
flat
the
terrains.
but the competitor, Omaha. I mean, I'm hyped for him to see him compete.
Omaha, Nebraska also has, from what I understand, it has repetitive architecture. At least that's what I read online.
I mean, I
But
don't know,
let's see.
but he's a great competitor.
Yes.
That's all we know.
Well, he does have 1 point, so we're going to find out. But nonetheless, though, OQX is again 1 point away from tying up Mega Quad. So, guys, I mean, this is going to be quite interesting. If this game is going to continue, which, again, from what I'm being told it will, we're going to find out exactly who's going to be winning, who's going to be walking out of here as the Gladiator. And with OQX very close to becoming the Gladiator, you got to believe that OQX definitely has a huge smile on his face, knowing that he could end up being the first ever Gladiator in the history of EON Network. This has been going on for almost 14 years, as I said before. Can you imagine being the first ever Gladiator in the history of EON Network? It's going to be history in the making, and for OQX, it's going to be a huge, huge feather under his cap of a list of achievements that OQX has been able to achieve through the years.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting.
I mean, executive producer, executive of Eon Network. He has multiple wins, and he can possibly get that
you gotta
victory
word
here
it right.
tonight.
You gotta word it right, though. He is the executive, but he's the inactive executive. Put it that way.
Yes,
The
Professor.
inactive
Yes, Professor Matt. Yes.
What? I'm just calling it how it is. It's not a shot against the guy. I'm just putting it in perspective. The guy hasn't been here for quite some time, and it goes to show perhaps maybe not even in-game rust is going to stop the guy from winning.
Yeah, and that'd be a very strange title for an inactive person to be the champion, or the Gladiators champion of Rainbow Six Siege and not be active. But it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. But I think, was Ox just removed from the squad?
Well, from what I understand, but I'll tell you this much, though, ladies and gentlemen. If Ox is gone, that means that we might actually confirm that Mega Quad, and this is going to hurt for me to say this, but
he just texted me. He just disconnected.
Okay, so he's coming back. Okay, so
Yes.
we're going to find out if an Omaha guy is going to be competing tonight, although I can guarantee you that guy's going to no-show. What is up with people not showing up? Listen, if you're going to compete for this, okay, can you at the very least, tell us, hey guys, I have so much respect for this community. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know I'm not going to be competing this week. I apologize. Or, hey guys, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be competing here tonight. I have friends to attend to or something. I mean, come on now. But for you to not show and still not even tell us what's happening, people like Mega Quad and Hidden and now an Omaha guy, from what I understand, again, the guy said that he was going to sign up and now he's not going to be showing up here tonight. You got to be kidding me if you really think about it.
You can compete too if you want. You can go ahead and
No
take
way.
one for the team. Take one for the
I'm
team.
not competing anytime soon.
I just invited another player that I got from Discord, so maybe he will join since I think these two players, I think Hall is going to be inactive.
So, and I am being told, at least behind the scenes, if anybody has anybody that would like to compete, you're more than welcome to invite them. But can I switch gears for just a second? I would like to let everyone know.
Wait, Adrian, how about this? I'll take one for the team. I'll do it.
What are you doing? What? So you're gonna face OQX?
I'm suicidal attempt right here. Yes.
What are you, Sabu? What are you doing?
Yes, I'm a suicidal yeah, Sabu. Sabu is my nickname.
T,
Yes.
listen, in all
Yes.
honesty, I'm making jokes and all that stuff, but come on now. You should actually stop the joke, quit the joke. Come back, commentator for crying out loud. OQX has all the skills in the world.
Hey, this is the first time that.
Unfortunately,
let me tell you something. This is the first time that I competed against Option. I have not competed against Option in any games. This is the first time that I'm gonna compete against Option. Come on.
I mean, I'm not necessarily trying to bring you down, but I don't think that you have a good chance against Option or OQX or Ox or whatever you want to say about him.
Wait. Didn't Pat?
you re-invite me to the game.
Yes.
Please? Thank you.
Pat McAfee. Look, he went out there. You know what he did to me tonight? He said he went out there and he gave it his all in that match against Gunther. Tonight, I'm gonna do the same thing against Option. I'm gonna give it my all in this match.
You're gonna
You
face
don't even know
option
what to
in
do
a
in
match.
there. Oh my God. Oh my lord. You know, this is going to be pretty
It's
good
very
for
brave
Option.
of you.
Option, he's not really the best of fan when it comes to UT, so I think maybe this is going to be a great chance for him to try to get his hands on you and try to defeat you for all the trouble that you gave him through the years.
You know this. You know I did wrong back then. I get that. I understand. And option, this will give you the opportunity to get all the frustration out.
Well,
It'll
this is also
be immense.
Well, this is also going to give an opportunity for OQX to actually tie up with Mega Quad, so this is going to be pretty good for OQX. If OQX is able to defeat UT, which I have no idea why you're doing this, but okay. If OQX does defeat you, then he's going to walk in, he's going to go against an Omaha guy, at least from what I understand. And if he's able to defeat Omaha guy, then it looks like OQX is indeed the sole gladiator, ladies and gentlemen. Something that I really thought that I would never expected. OQX has been inactive for I don't know how long. He actually joins us last week for the very first time in a while. He joins tonight, and he's trying to claim back what was his.
Invite me again, Adrian. But you know,
Yes.
yeah, I'm going to try to do my best. I'm not really good at Rainbow Six Siege, but you know what? I like to play games. I like to, you know, I like to have fun. It's all about fun.
You got to be kidding me, though, T. I mean, come on now. You have not. We've known each other for quite some time, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So why would you try to? Wait a minute. Hold on. I think somebody replaced you.
Yeah, this guy was signing up before.
No, but wait, no. T said he wanted to face OQX. So
He was signed up before.
it doesn't matter. T got the chance. He wants to do it.
It's not
Go
gonna-
ahead, T.
He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose
Hey,
4-0.
but T was talking all about
Rebel.
this, right? T was saying, "Hey,
Rebel,
listen,
you're
I'm
gonna
going to
lose-
go ahead and do what I
you
can
don't
to
even know
defeat
how the game
OQX."
works, Rebel.
Oh,
Please don't
hey,
do this,
T,
dude.
weren't you saying Pat McAfee, your hero, did this against Gunther and all that stuff? You're going to try to do this in the name of Pat McAfee? Come on, isn't this your chance?
I mean,
Rebel, this
it is my chance.
Rebel,
it is
this
my
would be a
chance.
great thing to do after the game. Dude, like, it's not. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna
And
win.
how can you say that, Crispy? Why are you so down on our own broadcast
he's
call?
not gonna
How do you
win.
know he's not going to
He's
win?
not gonna win.
He could actually pull
He's
up an
not gonna
upset. He can
win.
pull up an upset and be the winner. He could defeat
It's not
OQX
gonna
at any
happen.
given time. You don't know that.
It's not
I mean,
And
you're
I'm not
talking
gonna
to.
tell you, T, you're
hey,
crazy.
hey, let me tell you something. You're talking to the leader of the Rebel Weekly. The
Ex-leaders,
one,
but okay.
the ex. Okay, I still hold that title, leader. Okay,
Hey,
the one
T,
that
I guess.
destroyed TGW twice.
Well, T, you can join us back on commentary. I'll tell you what, if OQX is able to defeat Violo, or however you pronounce that name, then I guess you can make your name here tonight. But I also understand Kid G45 is going to be joining us at the end of the broadcast as well. He's going to try to make some action and try to make some wins here tonight. But nonetheless, it is OQX versus, how do you pronounce it? Crispy, you're friends with this guy, right?
I just invited him off Discord. I'm not really friends with him, but I'll say.
I'm just going to call him
Vilau.
by. I'm just going to call him by.
Yeah, I think Vi's. That's fine.
Y'all just didn't want to see greatness.
Vi.
Y'all didn't want to see Rebel.
And Ox is very happy now because the
Attackers need to
servers
locate
are
and
on
defuse
East,
the
so he
bombs
seems to
so
be
they
very
can-
happy. This would be Vi versus Ox. So you haven't seen Vi play before. Do you have any words of encouragement for Vi in
Yes,
this game?
I
tonight?
have an encouraging. I have actually a lot of that. I am not going to lie, but for you, Vi, you are going to die.
Oh, okay.
Great words. Great way to put it. Great inspiration coming in. Really like the stuff. This is what we're about on Eon Network. This is what we're about. So, really good words of encouragement. Thank you for that, Adrian. Rebel, do you have any words of encouragement for Vi?
Yeah, it should have been me first in option.
You still have it up
That's
next.
all.
Well, Rebel.
Attackers
All
are
right.
moving out to
We'll
locate a bomb and
let's stay on that topic, Rebel. Rebel, can you describe what the operator that Vi does?
Okay, Crispy, I'm going to have to interrupt you.
Okay,
You
you
know
got
what?
me, got me.
It
Okay.
doesn't matter. It does not matter. T,
does.
It's okay. T can walk in there. He can go in there, and he can use whatever operator. He can use whoever he
doesn't
wants.
have-
But it doesn't matter because you know what? What if he gets Ox from
It's
behind?
not the textbook play.
What
it's
if
not
he gets
the
Ox from
textbook
behind?
play.
It doesn't matter though which operator you're using, right? Every single operator has the gun, right? So he could use that gun
Yes.
and get Ox from behind. You know
I know
that
how to
can
use
happen.
gun. I know how to use
But
it.
Adrian, there's a reason why people play operators that people play other operators in front of other operators.
but-
like, there's a reason why you would play Ash and not
Let's not get
play, I don't know,
All right, well, let's
Sledge.
not get too ahead of ourselves. For all we know, maybe it's going to be Vi that's going to be winning this matchup, and it's not going to be OQX. So we're going to find out nonetheless. As you can see, this match again is underway, Crispy, and you have to understand that for Vi, this is his first showing tonight, so pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what Vi's going to do. Vi looks and seems to be a very good player. He's controlling his recoil very well, and he's not. He's playing methodically, like you've been talking about. He's not trying to rush into things. He's going to play smartly.
Intelligently.
I think Vi's intelligent. He's going to play intelligently, and Vi's currently getting backed down by Ox. Ox is now in trophy, and he's pushing Vi very well. Vi's kind of falling back here. Vi's playing a little bit scared.
Well, this is his first time. Again, you got to believe that there's a lot of butterflies building inside. His first showing, competing under the, quote, bright lights of Eon Network, as I like to put it. A lot of history and a lot of achievements through the years. I mean, this is a very large community to be competing in, right? This isn't some community that started a couple of months ago. We have about 40 superstars or so. No, this is a community that's been here for 14 years almost and has garnered thousands and thousands and thousands of members and thousands of game nights and thousands of memories and moments. So he definitely has butterflies.
Oh, there we go.
And Ox with a very good kill on Vi. Ox did a fake plant to bring Vi into his eyesight, and Ox got a great kill towards Vi's face. Going into round 2, Ox is now up 1-0 against Vi, who has nothing. Vi's on
Speaking
attack,
about a face,
and Ox is on defense.
what was Vi wearing? Was that a mask?
I think it was. It kind of spooked me a little bit as well. I think it was just a skin that he was wearing with a pretty. I think it was a headgear. It was a headgear. That's what it was. It was a headgear that you can unlock.
Oh,
in Siege, like
okay.
from a Alpha Pack or one of those things.
Did you know that, T?
Yeah. I mean, I did.
He knew it.
I
See?
knew it.
You're doubting Rebel.
Okay,
You're
so that's
doubting
what I'm
Rebel.
saying. If he knows, then that means that T definitely has some form of
See, Rebel has. Rebel has.
he has
it.
a form of knowledge in this game. Maybe he can beat Ox if this is
Yeah,
going to
I mean,
happen
you
now.
know, I have that.
I would
I have
not.
that
I
Roman.
would not say that.
Let me tell you something. I have the Roman Reigns skin. I am the tribal chief on Rainbow
Roman
Six Siege.
Reigns.
Yeah, he has a skin on Rainbow Six Siege.
He does since
I had
when?
no idea. Well, see, look, he knows the game.
Okay.
Rebel knows that's why he knows.
And Ox knows his game as well, and that's the reason why he's taking control in this matchup. But remember, Mega Quad, this is the reason why I've been saying it throughout the night. Mega Quad should have showed up here tonight. He should have. He didn't want to, so guess what's going to happen? OQX is now going to have an opening for him to literally top Mega Quad. And what's going to Mega Quad? What is he going to say, Mega Quad? He's going to come back and he's going to say, oh my god, oh my goodness, why didn't I win? I should have been Gladiator. I was winning all this time. Well, too bad. He didn't show up. He didn't want to compete, so now someone else is going to take that place. And that's with all due respect. Again, I respect Mega Quad's abilities. I think he's the great guy. I know it's just that I don't understand. I question his choices here.
Oh, another
That's very
good
understandable,
kill
as Ox
by-
does get a very good kill on Vi.
Ox obviously
It was just
winning
walking- it was
here.
just- It
in
was
this
just
game of
walking
team.
by, and that was a good kill.
You might want to look closely, though, because that could be in your future. If you're really serious about this, and a little part of me believes that you're just joking, but if you really are serious, if you're going to go in this game, if you're going to be facing one of the best, if you're going to go against Ox here, after what he has been dominating and showcasing over the past couple of games here, if you're going to go in there, you got to take notes now. Pronto, ASAP, as soon as possible, because that match is coming up next.
You know, that's what I talk about homework. I'm doing my homework right now, studying what option is all about, and that's what I'm.
You already have a lot of
visualizing.
things on your hands. You have an anonymous attacker, for crying out loud, and now you're going to get yourself
is
in this
true.
predicament. You're going to put yourself through this.
Let's call this a warm-up match for me, because if I do get this match, and if I do get the upper hand on option, you know, I may be great. I may be getting. I don't know what I'm saying.
But you may be gearing up for a fight, is what you're trying to
Yeah,
say.
that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Well, going into round 3, we are seeing Ox on Ash and Vi on Doc. So yeah, you know, you're gearing up, Rebel. You know, do you like let's be honest here. If you had to play Ox next game, what do you think the score prediction would be in that game?
Being realistically, I am not going to.
Realistically, yeah.
I don't think I will win, but you know, to be in a match against Option, it will give me an honor to face someone that is as good at like Option.
And I just want to point out, you know, when there's been a person that we saw early in the game that did not have a lot of confidence. Ox with a great kill on Vi, but like I was saying, a person that did not have a lot of confidence, like OT Luke. OT Luke did very well against his opponent when he did not have a lot of confidence. So I would try to get your confidence up a little bit and be like, hey, I might have the ability, even though I don't play Siege as much as my opponent. You know?
I do agree with that. And I also wanted to say that, you know, you were talking about warm-ups, team. If I'm being honest, no disrespect to Vi, but this is a warm-up for Ox. So if you think about it, this is the warm-up for the warm-up. Ox is warming up now against you in the next match, in which you claim it will be a warm-up. So again, you've got to study now, because OQX he's not gonna. I'm telling you, he's not gonna lay back. He's not gonna hold back. He's gonna make sure he destroys everybody at this point.
Well, Adrian, here's the thing, Adrian. I made a lot of enemies when I was part of the Rebel Weekly. I made so many enemies, and Option is one of them. So, of course, I'm gonna come in here and do my best, and hopefully we can make amends after this match.
10 seconds left.
Going into round 4, Ox on Doc, Vi on Ash. Vi is currently losing 3-0, and you know, if you're Vi, you just came to Eon Network. You know, we talked about the butterflies. Adrian mentioned it very wisely. You know, there's got to be a lot of butterflies at Eon Network. We have a lot of members, we have a lot of people in our community. So of course it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a little bit difficult when you see like, hey, this is a very big community, and I'm the one going against this guy, this massive space. So I wouldn't count Vi out in the future game nights, because Vi seems to be a very dedicated player. But what would y'all's advice be? Is what I was going to say, but Vi just lost 4-0 sweet against Ox. Look at the replay.
4 is really Ox's number. Not only did he do a 4-0 here, but now he has officially 4 game wins. So he's tied up with Mega Quad. Mega Quad and OQX, the only 2 tied in this Gladiator concept. But OQX is not going to stop anytime soon. OQX is going to perhaps maybe be very close in winning up next.
That could be very true.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see how it's going to go.
Now, I'm actually praying for you, T. I mean, if you really are serious about this, you do understand what you're getting yourself into, right?
Of course, I do. I'm gonna get off on commentary, and I'm gonna do my thing, and you guys stay yeet.
Well, I have not seen this for quite a long time for T to get involved in the matchup. And again, throughout the night, I've been kind of encouraging T to do this. But if you think about it, perhaps this is indeed a massacre that T's trying to get into here, Crispy.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Ox currently is saying no way. Ox is very confused by this juncture, and this will be a very fun game to announce. How excited are you, Adrian?
You do understand that, again, this is a history in the making. This is actually 3 years in the making. Back in 2022, there was a lot of problems. There were a lot of problems with T. There were a lot of problems with Undead, mixed up with OQX. You do understand there were a lot of behind-the-scenes problems. Not a lot of people know about this. It's not really public. It's not really necessarily open to the public. But again, it was 3 years in the making. These guys had issues behind the scenes, along with Undead and many others. So the fact is, 3 years later, these two can they can finally set their differences aside and play a game right now to settle it all, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's a very good point. This is for all the marbles here, and Rebel currently is going Kitchen, and we've talked about how Kitchen's not a very good site to go, and that's currently the site that Rebel is on. He's going Kitchen. We saw, who was that? Was that OT Luke that we saw go Kitchen? I'm pretty sure it was, right?
I believe so. I mean, whatever happened
and we saw
in that matchup,
he lost that round. He got swung, and so I would try to make sure that Rebel is very, playing well. He doesn't get too in a bad spot here.
He doesn't want to get too overzealous.
10 seconds left before
yeah, he gets now, and the drones located the bombs, and Rebel does not seem like he can control his his gun very well here.
Well, you know what? T-Time is going to have to do everything he can, and we warned him throughout the night on commentary. Are you really going to do this? Are you really going to set up to try to face OQX? Are you going to put yourself through this? He was adamant. He was going to confirm it. He was really going to be 100% excited. He really wanted to do this, so now he has a chance to go against OQX, and OQX is probably going to have a field day here tonight, but just imagine the frustrations that OQX has had through the past couple of years, really building up inside after the problems that T-Time had at one point in time. Did you know T at one point in time tried to have OQX fired from Eon Network?
I had no idea, and we're looking at it now that, you know, Ox has now planted the bomb, and I don't think Rebel knows what's even happening here. So Rebel is shooting the ceiling, trying to maybe, I don't know why he's shooting the ceiling, but Rebel is now going to try to locate that diffuser and try to... I don't know what he's going to try to do, Adrian, I'm going to be honest.
Well, T is going to do what he can nonetheless, even if it's going to be very, very different than most games we see. Honestly, it's almost as if he's a headless chicken. He doesn't really know what he's doing in there.
Yes, he's a headless chicken, and behind him currently is Ox with a pistol.
Look who's behind him!
And Ox shoots Rebel from behind. Take a look at the replay. Does not portray Rebel in the best sense. Rebel is now losing 1-0 against Ox. Rebel is, you know, he's warming up. I think that round was a little bit of a fluke. He kind of understands what to do. And, you know, Ox is talking smack. He's saying, come on, Rebel. Ox wants all that Rebel has to offer. Let's see what Rebel can possibly do on attack here.
Well, you do understand, again, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, as I've been saying here over the past couple of minutes in this match, you do understand that T-Time, he is a commentator. He's a broadcaster. He's supposed to be here with us right now announcing. He's not supposed to be in the game right now. It's not about him. It's not about his spotlight. Us announcers are supposed to be unbiased over here. Us announcers are supposed to call the game literally down the middle, and we have to do it every single time. We don't get involved in the stories. We report the stories. And what does T do? He decides to get his ego. He decides to inflate it here tonight. He decides to stick himself inside this game. He puts himself in the spotlight for whatever reason. You actually don't see what? Do you see NFL announcers go in the middle of the football field to compete in games? You don't see that, do you? You literally don't. You just see the announcers sit back and commentate and analyze what's happening. And for T-Time for him to do this, I gotta say I'm not quite sure exactly what in the world he was doing in here.
Yeah, I think that Ox sending a message saying, hi, Adrian, with a little bit of a smiley face. If you're spectating Ox, you can kind of see that.
Attackers must locate and defuse.
Actually, I just saw that right now.
Ox with a very friendly message towards you, Adrian. Now we're going into the attacking phase. Rebel is going to push from construction site, and he's going to try to possibly repel, which is what I think he's trying to do here. I think like you're talking about commentating and how this is Rebel's thing. I think Rebel needs to stick to commentating and just play the game. And I think that Ox now sees Rebel, and Rebel is eliminated.
Again, I don't know. I'm honestly having my face over my head. I mean, I respect T. I respect the guy. Literally, I have been here for the past 14 almost years. Okay, and he is one of my favorite people to talk to. But the thing is, T has made a mistake tonight. T has entered into a cage full of lions. Does he not understand what he's done? Yeah. He is a broadcast commentator, for crying out loud. T, what are you doing? And remember, this is really history in the making, though, if you think about it, because this is 3 years in the making. Remember, at one point in time, behind the scenes at least, T literally tried to get OQX fired at one point in time. There were a bunch of problems. For OQX, he's probably having his field day tonight. Not only that, but also he's having a fun time doing it. He's having a fun time really taking it to T.
Yeah, I think T's probably very dejected. He's probably very upset about how he's playing. So I feel bad for Rebel. I feel bad for the, you know, that he really wants to beat Ox, because there's a little bit of a bad tempered relationship with them. But you know, you're talking about Ox. Ox having a field day. Ox is living the best life he could possibly have right now. He's having a great night. He's currently beating Rebel 2-0, and what do you think is going to happen at the end of the game now? You think that he's going to sweep Rebel?
Yes, I honestly think so, and I don't mean that by disrespect, but Ox does have everything in his alley. I mean, he's going to pull up everything up his arsenal to make sure he's going to defeat T. Not only defeat him, but to just completely mess with him and to play with his food. I mean, we saw that in round one. T didn't even know Ox was right behind him.
Yeah, Ox was playing very sneakily, and he snuck behind Rebel, and Rebel had no idea. And then we looked at the replay, and Rebel, I bet, had his face in his hands like you just did a couple minutes ago.
I got to tell you, and you can see here, I don't know what T's doing at this point in time, but like I said, I mean, listen, I mean, I don't know what he's doing there. And yeah, okay, fine. I made some jokes throughout the night. I said, T, why don't you go do there? Why don't you actually do it now? But I really didn't think he was gonna go in the matchup. I didn't think he was really gonna go with it. I honestly didn't know he was gonna compete in this matchup.
Yeah, and it appears that Ox just planted the diffuser, and Rebel is trying to locate the diffuser, but I don't think he understands where the site even is.
I don't think so at all. And you can see here, OQX, as I said, he's going to be picking his food. He's going to be playing with it here tonight. He's not going to go as hard as he usually goes here in a game like this, because if you think about it, he's going against a commentator, ladies and gentlemen. And this is T's fault, in my opinion. OQX didn't ask for this. It was T who put himself into this. He himself put this. T, listen, you're running out of time, T. There's only 10 seconds left. Locate the diffuser.
Yeah, you have 10 seconds, man. You got to get in. But he's trying to locate. He cannot find the door to get into sight, and it looks like time is going to run out, and Rebel loses round 3.
And it was round 3 again by OQX, who literally has taken it back. Ladies and gentlemen, OQX is going to win it here. And I'm not just talking about this game. I'm talking about the entire concept, because OQX is looking at 4 points right now. If he defeats T, you do understand he actually toughs Mega Quad, and he's able to become the official Gladiator. He becomes the Gladiator for Rainbow Six Siege, the first ever Gladiator concept that's ever been presented by Eon Network on Rainbow Six Siege. And the fact that he's gotten that title, which again, it's still too early to call, but from what it looks like, it might be ending up that way. But nonetheless, again, OQX is going to have that title. It really is going to be a huge, huge feather under his cap. I mean, he has a long list of achievements that he's been here through the years, and now he can add this to his achievements.
Yeah, along with his, he's a bank executive Eon Network creator. I'm looking at his, things, his roles in the Eon Network Discord. Christmas exclusive, January comp, April winter comp. Ox already has a lot of things under his belt, and to get this Gladiators title would be amazing for Ox's arsenal, and I would try to hype up the Team 2 right now, but I don't know if
10 seconds left.
Rebel knows where he is.
I don't think so at this point in time. I really don't. And, I mean, listen, you know what? With the new film coming out in 2020, the new film coming out later on this year in 2025 with Karate Kid Legends, you gotta believe that T-Time probably wishes he had Mr. Miyagi next to him right now.
Yeah, wise teacher, right?
Yes.
And Rebel is going to try to repel up, or no, yes, he's going to try to repel onto the roof.
He is trying
facing
to
main window.
he's trying to repel, but OQX is trying to propel his tenure here to the next stratosphere, becoming the Gladiator. And ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, this is 3 years in the making. And if for anybody who doesn't understand, this has been something that's been happening behind the scenes at least 3 years ago. These two had animosity towards each other. They really had a lot of disdain for each other. There were a lot of conflicts building inside, at least through the years at Eon Network behind the scenes. No one ever knew about it. But now, it's here. It is officially here. T versus OQX. OQX is going to get his revenge, and he's really just enjoying his time right now. OQX is just playing with T right now. Oh my gosh!
Rebel with the shot, though.
The hell?
Rebel did get Ox low. Ox is very low.
Yeah, but
Ox is... What is Ox trying to do?
He's trying to play games with T is what he's trying to do.
What?
Oh my god, what?
And Rebel wins!
No.
Rebel won the game!
Wait, he won the round? He didn't win the game just yet.
Won the round. Sorry. He won the round, though, but what a great shot by Rebel. Ox, I think, had a little bit too much confidence there, and it led to the loss.
Well, the thing is, T, where did that come from? Well, OQX, though, wasn't taking that too seriously. I mean, if you think about it, the thing is, OQX is 1 point away from winning this entire game. You saw that OQX was playing with T, right? He was ducking. He was going back and forth with it. He was making himself seen by T, and then he hit back, and then he was doing it again over and over. Again, if OQX wanted to, he could have killed T right there. But T, though, at this point in time, though, took advantage, and that's exactly what could happen right now. T, as I said before, he knows how to shoot a gun, right? And that's exactly what I was saying. That's all it takes to win a game. But OQX, though, is probably going to try to, well, I don't think he's going to, clown. I don't think he's going to really clown around anymore. I think he's going to take this to victory.
Yeah, I think he's going to. I think Rebel. I think Ox is a little upset with the fact that he was trying to troll, then he got killed. So Ox is going to try to troll to the max, I think, in this next round, and then try to possibly do a repeat of round 1 and shoot Rebel in the back of the head. when Rebel is trying just to see where he is.
You got to be very.
Rebel is on. Yeah.
Sorry, Chris. You can go ahead.
No, you're all
5
good.
seconds to
Rebel is on defense. He's going to be going in, I think, this is the second
Attackers are heading out
floor.
to defuse a
Ox
bomb.
on Ash. Rebel on Maestro. Rebel doesn't even know what Maestro does, but that's okay. Rebel does have the advantage. Not advantage, but he has a little bit of confidence propelling him possibly at all in this match. Let's see what the confidence can do for Rebel.
Well, OQX, ladies and gentlemen, 1 point away from officially becoming the Gladiator for Eon Network. OQX is going to finish this off right here, right now. He's not going to waste any more time anymore with T. He got his revenge.
And Ox killed Rebel. What a good kill onto Rebel. Rebel lost the game 4-1. Good try.
That was
Good tries all I can give.
That was a 3 years in the making shot right there. For OQX, he finally got his revenge from all those years ago. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, it looks like we have one final competitor, but look, OQX has 5 points. He's officially the Gladiator as we're joined back with our colleague, none other than Rebel. We
Rebel.
warned you. We did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You guys did, but you know, I was happy that I did get that 1 point against Option, and I'm just proud that I just got 1 kill in that match.
Well, T, you can join us back on commentary. And listen, I got to respect you at the very least, though. You did a really good job still in there. But, I mean, OQX again proving to everyone why he's indeed a legend here in Neon Network and why he's going to be the Gladiator, the first ever Gladiator in Neon Network. There's one last match left. Now, we can confirm, ladies and gentlemen, that OQX actually becomes the Gladiator. He's won the entire concept. We can confirm that. We actually can. But we're still not going to hand out on the, last person who's going to be competing here tonight. He still wants to have a lot of fun, so he's going to be in here. He's going to be competing very soon. At least that's if he's going to join. But nonetheless, though, ladies and gentlemen, again, congratulations to OQX and Crispy. You have to be very, very impressed with OQX. The fact that he had little time, if you think about it, and yet he was still able to manage to win the entire Gladiators game.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with the way the Ox has played tonight. You know, he was a little bit late to the party to show up, but Ox had a little bit of some practice to help him through this game. And he won 3 games in total, unlike his 2 wins in the last game. You know, he lost to Hidden. And Hidden got that win. So if Hidden came tonight, you know, Ox would have been in a bad spot, but Hidden luckily did not come. Mega Quad luckily did not come. And Ox had the advantage to go against his opponents, and he did perform very well.
You know, Adrian and Crispy, I just want to say I took the opportunity. Reason why is because I wanted to show people that that you can go in there and not quit. I did not quit. Not once. I stood there, and yeah, that was the reason why I did that.
Okay, and we got to respect you for that. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I am very much proud of at least you trying to be very resilient in there. But come on, T. Come on.
I mean,
You're a commentator.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be involved in the action. You're not supposed to be involved in the game. But what you decided to do here tonight, in my opinion, was a violation to our journalistic integrity, T. And you should be quite disappointed in yourself, despite the fact that you did a really good job in the match. I still think you violated commentary standards here tonight, but nonetheless, though, it's fine. It's okay, T. Don't worry about it, because, again, we're getting set for more action, at least I believe. If KidG45 is going to be joining the game in just a matter of a moment, then, again, KidG45, he's going to be feeling the wrath of OQX. And, guys, if OQX does win against KidG45, not only is he going to have 5 points officially, but then he will have 6, and he'll be the official Gladiator, as we already called it. But really, with 6 game wins, it's going to be very much impressive. Do you have anything to say about that, T?
You know, I'm excited to see Option. Next match is going to be a really good match. Option has the skills. He has the ability to win this whole thing. I mean, he actually did win, knocking off Mega Quad.
Thank God. Mega Quad didn't deserve that, in my opinion. Mega Quad didn't even show up, as I said. He didn't even message us, for crying out loud. He could have, but he didn't. He didn't want to. He wanted to play Rainbow Six Siege with his friends, which, granted, again, he has the chance to. We're not going to control his life. He can do whatever he wants. But at the very least, aren't you going to have enough respect to try to message us and say, I'm not going to be here tonight? He didn't want to do that. He decided to spit in the face of the Eon Network fans. He decided to spit in the face of the entire channel. And the fact of the matter is, the guy was winning, and he didn't even care for that. And he just left us flying high. And now it allowed OQX to get the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe Kidji45 is actually inactive, which in this case, if we're going to get a confirmation from our board of directors, that means that OQX is officially the winner. We're not going to have a final match against Kidji45, but OQX is going to officially be Gladiator. Nevertheless, it doesn't matter if Kidji4 joins or not. OQX does actually win this entire Gladiator concept, something that we have never done in the history of Network Crispy.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the way Ox played. The Gladiator's title, it's going to mean a lot. This is the first one. So, when we start a series like this, it's going to be a big deal to win the first ever series. So if we have other competitors in the past, you'll be like, wait, who won the first one? Oh, it was Ox. Ox played really well. Ox, I'm very proud of the way he's been friendly. He hasn't been, really mean towards other players after losing. He's been respectful. I'm proud of him for that. And I think if anyone could have won, I'm very glad and proud of Ox winning it all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being told right now, literally moments ago. Sorry, T, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, Option did incredible. With all the game nights tonight, he proved himself being the Gladiator champion that he is, and yeah, I'm just so happy and proud of him.
Well, I'm being told right now that Kidji45 is not going to be able to make it, so the game is officially over. It is over officially here. OQX is your Gladiator. He is standing tall at the top of the Rainbow Six Siege Mountain. Strike that. He's actually standing tall at the Eon Network Mountain, being able to be the first ever Gladiator in its 14-year history here on Eon Network for what would be the very first time. OQX does it, and again, he's done a phenomenal job being here dominating.
What a great job on an honor. Congratulations to Option.
AKA
Option.
OQX or Ox.
Option played really well. I'm very proud to see what he's going to do in the future with Eon Network. I'm very happy, and I think we're going to close it out. Thank you for Adrian for Rebel.
Not yet.
Really great Not
yet, because we
we
have a letter actually to read here tonight.
Yes, the letter.
And I do want to say here, T, listen, again, I'm a bit disappointed over the fact that you violated journalistic integrity, but there is one thing I will say. I'm going to stand by you 100% when it comes to this. This was a coward who attacked you a couple of weeks ago. This was a cowardice act. He decided to attack you from behind for whatever reason. And now he said last week that you made him this way. But this is what he said actually now. And this is very dark, so I do apologize in advance.
Yes, my father, my mother being involved.
Not necessarily, but T, I want to kill you. I want you to suffer. I want you to suffocate. I want you to be down and out. T, I hate you. I want you gone. And there is one thing I will say to you. Eventually, you will see me again. But I'll tell you this. This will be the final time you see me. Because the next time you see me, I will indeed kill you. That's what it says.
Oh, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? It's like you're trying to kill something, but you can't kill. Hey, don't hunt what you can't kill, is what Shawn Michaels would say on his shirt. And I'm gonna go by that. Don't hunt what you can't kill.
Well, Rebel, I wouldn't be overly confident here. I mean, this guy just threatened to kill you. What? That's your only reaction? Your only reaction is that you can't kill me?
Well, I mean, I've dealt with threats so many times, and I overcame every single threat every single time. So this makes no difference.
Fair enough, man. Just hope you stay safe. Adrian, what do you think?
I think that it's really going to get personal. I think it's going to get ugly, and I think things are really going to go down as we get closer and closer.
Adrian, if this is the person that I think it is, I thought I ended you. That's all I'm gonna say. If it's the same person that I think it is, you're in trouble. Deep trouble.
I have no words, but Crispy, I guess you can sign us out. What a night here tonight.
Yeah.
And Ox winning the Gladiator here tonight. I mean, congratulations to Ox or OQX. I mean, the man has proved it time and time again that why he can be successful in this community. Not only has become successful in an executive despite being a bit inactive, but regardless. But also really becoming the Gladiator tonight.
Yeah, I'm very happy for Ox. Very happy with the way he played, being respectful, winning it all, showing up to the game nights. Unlike some people, very happy with it all. Long stream, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed everyone who played. Thank you for Adrian. Thank you for Rebel. I'm Crispy, and we'll join you next week on Eon Network.
Stay yeet.
Stay alive.